We got a nice chill week ahead of us, don't we? And by chill, I mean it's actually kind of getting cold in Sydney. It's very annoying. So, anyways, we'll chat about the news as always. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. It is the Biendeo stream today on this fine 20th of April, 2026. I hope you're having a wonderful week and will have a wonderful week ahead of you. Sup, Tom? Sup, Fetty? How you doing? And let's dive into the game. We're still going on with Choro Q3, so we'll switch over to that real quick. Wah. There it is. Here we are. But yeah, the last stream was sort of, I don't know, we sort of covered a lot of the game, but I feel like this game is long enough that it deserves a second stream, as well as also we need to actually hit credits. And we need to show, well, I need to show off any fun secrets that we can sort of get. I went back with the Wii on that one. But yeah, no, I hope you're having a wonderful week, and we'll have a wonderful week ahead of you. I'm feeling a little bit on the lax side, but that's okay. Mr. President's second stream has hit Twitch. A second stream? We got 2 streams? Am I streaming twice? I don't know. But yeah, we're at the this is the car, so that's all good. Oh, the second stream. Oh, okay. Is it not a very common game? I always still... That is true. That is true. But yeah, there's no other race to do. There's no other Grand Prix, and that's because we're going to do the ice races. But we've also got the long circuit, which, let's see if I have the most ideal... Probably the racing tires 4 would be more ideal. I know I was sort of theorizing getting, like, off-road tires. Actually, let's back up a little bit. And let's see if there's anything, because we've got a Point Shop 3 that just opened up, I think? Because if you look at 2, it's like, well, we've got, you know, like, racing tires 2. We're up to racing tires 4. That's because I got them in the nighttime. Longer than the short one? It is longer than the short one, that is true. Yeah, like, there's no mystery in this menu, other than there's Big Tires 3. Did I have Big Tires 3? I did have Big Tires 3. Yeah, there's no mystery, so I don't know, We'll just wing it. We'll see if I'm out of spec or not. So that's all good. But yeah, no, it's starting to get a bit chilly in Sydney lands, which is good in the sense of then I can run my computer harder than I used to, but bad in the sense of, you know, I guess you gotta blare on more heat. Definitely a longer circuit, I'll tell you that. The name is accurate. What? Oh my gosh, not used to steering again. That's okay, we're not losing too much ground. Look at Mr. Big Tires over there. The worst part is that all that was part of the medium circuit. I've got to still let go to steer. I'm gonna like spin out of control otherwise. Oh. The brakes, they don't do what I want them to do. Classic S-bends, though. AI never gets them. But yeah, it's been a generally softer week in terms of news, and I see you've got news as well, Fetty, so that's always good. But no, I've been taking it a bit chill. I've been playing a bit of Xenoblade Chronicles on the Switch. The original, but on the Switch. More and more as I play this version, I'm like, yeah, it really is just the same game, which, for better or for worse, I mean, it is... the same kind of game. I guess I'll know more, and I do want to see that exclusive little story at the end of it all. But, yeah, very much is kind of the same game, so that's all good. I've only played the original once. It does get better looking as I go on, so that's nice. I'm not too sure if I've got to win every race by this point, but hopefully, as long as I don't keep drifting it out like that. Shout out to Xenosaga. Yes, Xenosaga Pied Piper is getting an actual, real, still only in Japanese, but at least an actual re-release, I guess. And by finally, I mean, like, I don't imagine it was that big a game, really, but it's an interesting piece of story that gets a bit of love. It's not like Kingdom Hearts in the sense of like every single like side game technically having some important canonized story. I mean, it is... Pied Piper is still part of the world lore, but it's like, it's not necessary in order to enjoy the games. Yeah, I mean, given that, like, Radical Dreamers managed to get a translation or an official release, I got third. I'm okay with third. But if only I could do a bit better. Even Racing Tires 4 are skidding out a bit too hard there. Yeah, I do like the multiple variants. Like, even you'll spot Winter Noon here, which is going to remind you a lot of Spring Dawn. But we can't enter that because ice tires are not my forte. So let's head out to town, win in every race. Oh boy, I actually wonder if I am going to get caught out there. Look at that, another trophy. But yeah, we've still got, and also just if you're curious, I'm pretty sure the shops haven't changed here. Like that's still the regular trading shop. This would be the body shop. And I think this is the part shop, or the paint shop. Alas, the part shop is the one that says parts on it. How could we have known? I don't particularly have any big or any gaming news really. So if you want to actually start off by talking about some of your stories, Fetty, I think that'll be good. Because mine involve oh, let's see if we can get on the jump. I know there's a bunch of challenges here, but I really don't know the Namco and the Atlas. Yeah, just go in with it. Go in with it. Bonk. Alright, if I go fast, maybe I'll do this jump. There we go. It's a bit of an interesting one, but sure, yeah. I should really write these down as well, because I'm like, did I really not see the sign? Have I really not done 3 laps around the... I'm pretty sure I've done the laps around the Cabbage Patch. We can just do it again. But I'm pretty sure I did. Would this make me doing 3 right now? Maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't. Look at that cabbage. Cabbages. Does that mean I also didn't witness the lake? I guess I did. Did I just never drive in here? Because in that case, I never hit the dirt trial. How curious. And yes, there is a tree, and yes, you can 100% guess that coins are in the tree. Yeah, I saw a fish. Well, at least that's this whole kind of wing of the map done. But I am gonna need that that part shop 3. Oh look, a part shop 3. I'm concerned about how many of these Supreme tires. Well, you can tell they're gonna be great, but we'll get the studless because you know, I'll need that Supreme engine. That's right. You thought part shop 4 was the best. Nah, 3 is the best. Also, ultra quick steering. Gonna need that. Got the Supreme brake, but probably it's the transmission that's actually... Well, I might as well grab the brake while I'm at it. It's the transmission that would really help me out here. Okay, so what have we got? We got studless. I can't do anything about that, but we've got Supreme brake, ultra quick steering, and hyper speed. And the big wing is still a big wing. Hopefully that should help me out in two snow races here. And I guess, yeah, is that the goal to actually win in every race, even though the tip is saying that, or is it to just top 3? We'll see. Yeah, I like how we're back here, now in the snow. The camera is continually bumpy. One of the other 2 G-Mode releases, Digital Devil Saga Avatar Tuner. Good old SMT. There are so many SMT releases that I just like have no clue about. Long-running franchise, but I've just got absolutely no expertise in any of it. One day I will tick off some of those games. But until then, greetings, Blob. How you doing? Oh, I'm definitely catching up, even without the Supreme engine. I think the transmission definitely helps. not crazy fast, so I'm gonna have to keep good speed. But yeah, I played a bit of Xenoblade this year. This week. Last one is Namco Chronicle. Oh, that's fun. That's neat. I was thinking to myself, I was like, do I know of any Namco published RPGs? And I'm very certain I've played one, but I can't recall off the top of my head. Other than Xenosaga, of course. Before anyone says that was Bandai Namco, it was Namco before the merge. The merge happened in 2005 or 2006. Those first two games were under the Namco name. Oh, the Tales... Oh, I should have known, of course, because I played Tales of Fantasia. Fantasia? Yes. No. Yeah, no. Which one did I play? I played the one on the SNES. Was that Fantasia or Symphonia? I think it's Symphonia. No, I think those were... Or they might have been Bandai. I'm not too sure which one's those ones. Pac-Man World 2. There you go. Symphonia... Okay, yeah, so it would have been Fantasia. Yeah. I did enjoy it a bit. I enjoyed that one a bit. So I do want to play a sequel, but I do want to juggle only one JRPG at a time. I feel like it's too much otherwise to have more than one going. That was a solid win, although not a lot of money. Like, if you look at it, that was 2,500, but... Well, I guess you get 2,500 for that. You get a lot for the tournaments, don't you? So, anyways, ice and snow! Which you wouldn't be surprised it's covered in snow. Is this another rehash circuit? Or is it original? I think it's original, actually. Big, long snow track. With big sign that says start as well. See, this is what I mean by... Are we cool or are we chicken? We're cool. We're cool. Oh, okay. So cool is sharper corner, but... Technically, I guess a bit quicker. Oh, there's the ice. And it's a figure eight. Exactly. Although, it seems like one side of the figure eight's way bigger than the other, so... People who are big fans of equal tire deg are not gonna find it here. Oh. Oh, I should have taken the shortcut? Is that even a shortcut? Maybe. I don't think this is worth it because it's like I'm turning again here. Oh, I've got a bit quicker on the out. It's a jamming ice track though, I'll tell you that. The Q skiing 97. But other games I played this week, well, I might as well say this one. I played a Wii game, and I thought, why not play one of the best, which was Eminem's Kart Racing on the Wii. It was legitimately one of the worst games I've ever played. Oh, come on, back corner. Eminem's Kart Racing on the Wii might be it's one of the worst games I've played. I don't want to say might be, it is. Absolutely shockingly abhorrent game, and I hope it never cost that much when it came out. But at least it's only a 2-lappy here, but unfortunately I'm in 4th place, which isn't good. I guess you can always point to the Supreme engine as being, you know, we are chicken this time. You can always point to the... I'm so chicken, I'm handling it poorly. But at least I can save up, what was it, 10,000 for the engine? Was it 10,000 or was it more? Because I'm worried if it's more. And obviously coming 4th isn't even going to get me any money, so it's not even... Actually, I think it does get you a little bit of money, but any lower than that, it's not worth it. I did read it. I did read the 8 side. It's not even a shortcut. Oh, maybe I can catch up though. We're looking good. We're looking one after that. Yeah, I mentioned the Namco Chronicle. That's why I'm talking about Namco RPGs. Ah, this one part. Oh. Oh. I've got a chance. I've got a chance. Come on. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on. Ah. There's so much wheel spin, seriously. No. No. No, 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 no. Ah, there's so much wheel spin. I see nothing you said between the Namco Chronicle and Tales of Fantasia. There's nothing between that. I didn't see anything. Am I going nuts? Nah, Fetty, I'm pretty sure you didn't link it. Oh, okay, you mentioned Metal Slug. You mentioned that ages before. You just said Metal Slug. Alright. Well, in that case, we're gonna need to get, so how much was it? How much was it? 50,000. And it's 30,000 for the tires, which I feel like I'm 100% gonna need, so... are we in for grinding session, or are we in for grinding session? Well, I've got to come first in all of these races, so why not get started? Oh. Okay, alright. They tease Metal Slug. Okay, they tease Metal Slug. I saw it. I thought you were going to say more about it. See, now I'm going back for the this like middle of the road track, smushing the competition on this one. I've played Metal Slug 1 and 3. Need to play others. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like teasing. It's like, okay, alright, tell me when the game's out, you know? Like, I remember when they teased, this is topical, I remember when they teased Pragmata ages ago, and now here we are. It's finally out, and now it's actually worth talking about a ton, although I haven't played it, but a lot of people are very enjoying it. It's the game of the moment, so that's good on people for finding enjoyment out of it. Also, double props, Capcom. You had everyone talking about Resident Evil in February, and now you're back again with another big one. And they're both on the Switch too. You know, honestly though, I don't think I know really anyone talking about the gameplay, which is a bit of an odd one to me. I'm like, I feel like it's just, you know, is it just like Dead Space, but with some psychic powers? Maybe. But they did play it very secretive, apparently, so... Which is good, I guess. To the Chinese Ridge! There's a lot of these are giving 2,000 gold, so I'm probably going to make a fair bit of money on the way. The world ends with you style multitasking. Ah, interesting. Well, that's good that you know way more about the gameplay than I do. I might check it out at some point when I'm a bit of a cheapo. I'll always be like, oh, when it's on a bit of a discount. I'll grill them a little bit because they are above the normal price of a video game, but they have stuck with 93 Australian instead of 90. It's like ever so slightly higher. Not enough that many people would complain, but still it's a little bit there. That's probably The World Ends With You, which is a DS game that I haven't played. But I do remember a lot of people really talked about it back in the day, so... Gosh, these tires are so good when, on gravel now. Is it gravel? Asphalt? Tarmac? Also, the brakes are working, as I expect. But yeah, no, Eminem's kart racing, actually one of the worst games I've ever played. Like, I probably gave it a half, because I don't think there's anything redeemable about it. It's like, imagine a kart racer. So you got characters, you have karts. You have to do 3 laps around the circuit, and that's it. They didn't even program a reverse button. It has a hop mechanic. See you, Blob? It has a hop mechanic, but it doesn't, you can't like drift or anything. So how you play is you hold down the 2 button to accelerate, you hold down A to brake, which you generally won't need for most of the game. Also, have I really done first in every other track, at least in the summer? Oh, I haven't done the oval circuit. Something similar in a Nintendo Drone? Oh, maybe. Yeah, the DRMs are kind of obnoxious. I'm actually curious because someone mentioned that they cracked... Oh, I can't actually win this, can I? I literally need the engine. Okay. I literally need the engine in order to win that. There's no going about it. Can I win the long circuit? Isn't that weird? The fact that I actually need the game's end, like, content or end items in order to win the very first race of the game again. At least it doesn't seem like it'd be too long to get 2,000 gold from any of these races. But yeah, I remember someone mentioning that that they were able to crack Pragmata, or that they were going to crack it like 5 minutes after release. And I'm not too sure if they ever did, but I never checked. And yeah, it's got Denuvo, which, as you said, this applies to every game. This applies to every single game that's got Denuvo, where it's got a machines per day limit, and it's very obnoxious because it doesn't handle compatibility layers. So Proton counts as a different machine, as your message says, yeah. And it's very obnoxious. Eventually, it'll be a little bit of a non-issue, but it's like, on the other hand, it's like, I don't think this is right. I don't think this is the right way of going about it, because, and how would I put it? To anyone at Capcom, if you hear this, this feature dissuades people from purchasing your game. Obviously, it pulls in people who maybe would have pirated it and were willing to have paid for it anyways, I guess. But I don't know if that's actually as big as the number of people that you've effectively turned off by adding this functionality into the game. By adding copy protection like this. So to that, I would say, please get rid of it as soon as you can, please. Yeah, if it's legitimately cracked as well, you know what people are going to do when they're on Linux? They're going to actively not buy your game because they don't want to deal with the obnoxious stuff that you put in place when you do buy the game. Or alternatively, they do it right at the end. They download the game illegally, do all this stuff, and then, yeah. So if it is already cracked, it's like, yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. Like, this is, like, it's such a fundamental, and I don't get why developers make the experience obnoxious. I get the reason why you want to have copy protection, and there are ways of doing it which are not obnoxious. But you have to understand what significant portions of your user base are going to run your game against, and obviously, running with an arbitrary operating system is probably one of them. I think it's both. I think it's fair to bring up both in this case. Okay, so I can win long circuit. Let's check the nighttime because I'm pretty sure I won all but one of these. Okay. Who's got the best dirt grip? It might still be the big tires in this case. I've got better acceleration, so I might have a better chance here. But yeah, I was thinking, it's like, oh, I've got to win so many races. Not too many. I do need to grind a certain race again and again, though, so we're going to have a fun time where I'm going to be rambling for a bit while not a lot is visually happening, unfortunately. Sorry, fellas. Classic Choro Q. You thought we hadn't had any grinding? Nah, it's endgame grinding. Is it perform? I don't think it's quite perform. I mean, it's a little performative, but I think it's somewhat a legal requirement that you have protections in place, such that when someone legitimately violates your intellectual property, you can point to Section 1201 of the Digital Millennium Copyright Act and say that they've covered something extra and therefore they should get fined more in the process. But again, it's like that's extra. That's on top of an existing breach of copyright. Obviously, sharing someone's video game without their permission is indeed a breach of copyright, and copy protection shouldn't make that like a thing. Yeah, pirating usually doesn't break copyright. No, not necessarily. It depends on the kind of piracy, I guess. Because obviously, if it's like I'm giving you my copy of a game such that you do not have to purchase a copy from the legitimate seller. It's like that's what I would call like, you know, that's a clear-cut case of, hey, you know, you're using this to perform damages against a person. Well, yeah. Well, I guess the thing is that, like, the other form of piracy that I would say is incredibly common is I have this game on my, you know, on a cartridge. That cartridge is going to wear out at some point in time. I want to copy it. And every game company, and really every form of media that ever goes, you are not allowed to copy the thing that you purchased. Is like, why? Why? To prevent piracy, I guess? Is that the angle? But it's not piracy if it's just me, because I already purchased the copy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what's going on there. I mean, I get it, but you know what I mean. Okay, we're going to need to find a track that is quick. Winter Noon was not quick. You can see the best time is 2:27, but I did get 2,500. Whereas several of these other ones, it's like 2,000 for minute 30. Some of these I didn't redrive. I think these are back at 1,200, so probably... You know, probably Middle Circuit actually might be the quickest one. Or Chinese Ride. I think Chinese Ride will be quicker. So I guess we'll do Chinese Ride a few times and get the... do we go for the engine first? Or the... I think the engine first would probably be better. Yeah, talk about the Stop Killing Games, because I only know that he talked in... some parliament. I don't know which one. I guess EU, wouldn't it? Good on him for actually making it, by the way. It's very easy for some of these things to basically, like, just get struck down by actual, like, Congress. Yeah, the hearing, Mr. Scott, yeah. I gotta watch the full video at some point. I will say I've had things starting to accelerate in my life a little bit. Good news in terms of getting back into the job market and that kind of stuff, because the wave of unemployment needs to end at some point, and you're effectively on an uphill battle competing against every single person who's been laid off at a big company. But it's looking better. I've had a few more interviews and stuff thrown in this week, so we'll hope that something manifests, and then it shouldn't affect the stream schedule, don't worry. It might affect the VOD schedule. I might have to upload the VOD later if I have to leave earlier in the morning for work and I don't have time to do the rendering, because literally I go to bed right after the stream. I'm like, I'm done, I'm sleeping, I wake up, I do the, just sort of skimming. I don't really go too in detail on the video, because most of the time, it's fresh in my mind. I know what went well and what didn't go well, and for the most part, things go well. Re-encode it, mix the audio a little bit, and then upload it, hit it on YouTube. And usually that's ready by like 10:30. I've been very blessed by having a work from home lifestyle in the past, but now it's like, yep, I don't know if I can pull that off. So if so, the stream VODs will come in the afternoon. Ross Scott speaks to them. Okay. Yeah. He spoke to them. I guess the question is obviously, like, what did he bring up, and what did they say? I know broadly that they were somewhat affirming of the opinion, but I'm not too sure if they really, like, said anything, like, too decisive or something. It was more they just heard from him. So now it's like, now we need to push for more action, I guess. But obviously I trust Ross in representing my viewpoints a bit. I think I said some things where it's like he didn't quite make it as clear as what I would say, which is like, but obviously it's like the big one, of course, is people bought video games from a store back in the day. That was your copy. you would always own your copy, and it would always play the game that you purchased with all the features that you intended for it to have. Games nowadays are being treated like licenses, despite being packaged and sold in virtually the exact same ways. And when a game company decides to revoke your license because they personally don't want to be up, it's not even directed at you, it's just like, well, we're just taking everyone's access because we don't want to have the servers up anymore. Part of you then goes, well, why can't I experience what I experienced? Like, I guess the argument that the game companies would say is obviously like, well, you were purchasing a license and experiencing it off our servers, and I'm like, I didn't know I was experiencing it off your servers. There's many games that are marketed just like every other game, but you actually don't know that they're calling home all the time. Case in point, SimCity 2013, Darkspore, The Crew. Literally tons of games that look like they have significant portions of them attached to, you know, like an offline mode. Ironically, SimCity 2013 probably was the most well-equipped, despite maybe being a bit openly marketed as an online experience kind of game, but still. Like, that's the kind of argument I would point to and go, like, that's... You know, that's the most anti-consumer part that all these companies engage in. And there's not a great reason. So, I'm glad Ross has gone for it. I'm sort of reiterating just because I know I said this like months ago, but it's been months ago and not everyone views every VOD. If you're new to the channel, by the way, hi. Thank you, one guy, okay? This is my grinding race. I'm not too sure if, I'm hopeful I only need the engine, so we're gonna push for 50,000, but it's gonna be at least another, like, 10 or 15 of these. That seems like a fair bit, actually. Maybe I should check the game facts guide. See if I've done anything wrong. But you saw it, it's like I don't have the capability to win even the oval race yet. And I mean, this one seems to be fairly short, although... Yeah. Has backed a proposed... That's what I get for reading. That's okay, we can make it back. It's not over yet. But it is a waste of my time. I'll make it around this corner, then read it. It's back to a proposed bill to protect players of online games if it wants publishers to provide an offline mode. Oh, that's nice that California's getting in on the game there. Yeah, don't look at your phone while driving. Look at a friend's phone. This is not legal advice, by the way. Don't actually follow that. I was gonna say California, like, on the one hand has, I guess they got that. On the other hand, they got the freaking stupid, operating systems need to have age verification bill coming in. Actually, that already passed, didn't it? And now there's a state one that's being brought up. So, okay, let's check John Game Facts, by the way, because, am I doing something wrong? Because I'm like, here we go, Road to the Hyper GP. Once you have the parts mentioned above... Oh, okay. Okay, so the good news, or the bad news, I do have to grind. The good news, there's something better. There's something better than driving the same race multiple times. I was like, when can I partake in this wonderful activity? That's right. It's Body Shop 2. There's probably a ton of these other places. Select a 3-digit number. Obviously you gotta go with the classic. And then you have to enter one race. Also, if you don't... That's not the one, by the way. But I just thought I'd mention that one. So you enter the race, you come back, or you have to finish the race, and then you come back and you potentially win a lot of money, but it's such a rarity. Also, the fun part is that actually re-rolls... I'm pretty sure it re-rolls as you enter the town, so you don't actually have to nail it. Technically, it's in System Shock 2, or System Shock 1 first. there's another building, but, you know, a part of me feels like it's not even in the, the daytime. I think it's in the nighttime town. Out to the town. Down on the town with a frown, a sad clown. So what are we looking for? Well, there's the bar. Look at all these places that weren't open before. Oh my goodness. They're everywhere. Graffiti prohibited? Okay. Makes sense. Sure. Wow. Except we already saw the fireworks. That's a different sound. Same thing as this fire. We've seen it before. Epic fireworks. Exactly. Exactly. We've been around there. I think it's within the town, but I've just forgotten where exactly it is. You know, it's probably next to this big fancy sign. Casino! Listen, it's always open at the nighttime, right? That's right, we've got two forms of gambling. We've got poker slot. It's like a slot machine, but for poker. We are back to gambling. We've done it. Woo! I got no money! Or $200, actually. That's okay. But 8-line slot, I think, is where it's at. We're gonna be here for a little bit, though, so... But, I believe your odds of winning are actually ridiculously good in this mode. So, the quicker we get through this, the better. I don't suppose diagonals count. Well, not like that, anyways. Also, is that literally if just the car appears, you get $50,000? I assume it will be quite rare. Oh! It's a full board. Okay, I see. I see now. I mean, I seem to be, like, scrolling for some of them, but it's like, oh, okay. Did I play anything else this past week? I think I did play a couple other ones. Oh, the only other one I actually, like, beat all the way through is, I played Ernie Kart DS, a ROM hack of Mario Kart DS with a bunch of custom tracks. Oh, you do get diagonals. Oh, look at that. 3,200 bucks. There you go. See, we just need a few of those, basically. It was alright. You know, there's always a bit of, like, crust, I guess, around, like, some of the track design and some of the things, but it's like, you know, like, the worst it ever got was okay, and the good tracks were pretty alright, and the memes were, yeah, it's always a bit scuffy. It's a bit... It's not because it's a ROM hack, it's because these guys are just, like, they're throwing memes in, and so there's no, like, real consistent theme or design to it. It's just like a bunch of stuff. But I appreciate they put in the effort to redo every single track in the game, including the battle courses. It's interesting having tracks backported, so we've got the Rainbow Road from Mario Kart 7 and Wii in this one. Look at that, the triple whammy. Isn't that incredible that, like... Oh, wait, should I be on, competing streaming platform? I can't stream gambling, I can only stream, compete... If I keep saying that out loud, like, the freaking things will, like, detect it and then go, oh, you must be gambling because you keep saying you are. It's like, no, you don't get it. It's Choro Q. No wonder this game didn't get localized, it's because, the gambling is a key part of the gameplay. But it's definitely giving you a positive, like, right away. I could hit the emulator fast forward, but I feel like it's fast enough. Kick that idea to the cat. Yeah, true. True. But other than that, that's kind of it. I'm still playing through, what's it? I've been playing a bit of the Phantasy Star 2 Text Adventures, which is a range of Mega Drive released Dex Adventures, I guess, based on various characters that appeared somewhere across Phantasy Star 2. They're neat in short. They play a lot like the Gaiden game. Yes, yeah. They're hilariously exclusive to this one system. They did get re-released at some point in a collection later on, although Japan only, so I think that's just been a translation of that, which is what a lot of people play. But yeah, I played 4 of them out of 8. None of them are really that hard, but they're neat and fun. You know, Mega Suit, yeah. Give us coin. Ah. Here's the thing, should I just do this until I've got 80,000? This is the real gameplay right here. But yeah, it's that. I've been trying to binge through a lot of Hatsune Miku Project Diva 2. We're gonna try and get all those full combos, but it is a trickier game. It certainly is a trickier one. And by all, I mean most. I'm not getting all of them. I'm not getting every single one of them. But I'll be happy if I get more than half. I think I'm at 18 out of 46 songs. And I've still got to play through the game with 5 other characters. Annoying, obnoxious achievements that are just grindy, but what can you do? Come on, 7. I'm on my unlucky streak now, so... it's acceptable. It's not too bad. I would like to... It does feel like you have to hit... Weirdly, it feels like you have to hit a little late. Like, you would imagine input lag would make you have to hit early, but I don't know why. I feel like I'm hearing the tambourine well after it appears in the song, rather than me having to hit it early, such that the input lag then, you know, kicks in, and then suddenly I hear the tambourine on the beat. But it's not unbearable. I think it's quite fair from an emulation perspective to play through. And it's consistent, at least, so... But it does get a bit tight. The timing is, Gonna punch out Wii... Ooh, very nice. I know they gave the Wii rollout, Oh, there we go, $400. I wouldn't mind if we got the 50,000, that'd be fun. Well, not this time, I guess. I did see the Wii rollout 1 month in, kind of post. Which, hilariously, they were like, oh, here's all the sets that, like, haven't had anyone master them. And, a bunch of the sets were fairly, like, late releases. I'm pretty sure I saw one that, like, released the day before. It's like, well, of course no one's mastered it. It just came out. But, it's interesting seeing, all 4 of the Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock sets in there. Because it's just like, of course, there's so massive games. Of course no one's gonna be mastering them anytime soon. But 3 people are getting real close. They're trying. They are at least having a solid crack with all 4 instruments in doing it. And I am very, 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 like, impressed that they're all going for it. I would encourage them, keep it up, do the DLC subset, because I don't think any of the DLC songs are as tough as the on-disc ones. Lemon? No, Lemon's not one of them. Lemon's not doing drums, I think. Or he's not doing vocals. He hasn't done all 4 instruments. There's 3 other people that are going for it, so... I've been on a losing streak. It hasn't been fun. Oh, that's good that you fixed the lag in that one. I gotta figure out what settings you actually do to reduce the lag. Because, yeah, Guitar Hero is kind of... It's quite gargantuan, the lag. Audio isn't the worst to sort of, like, play around, but the video really throws me off. The more video lag you put in, then obviously, even though you can adjust the offset, obviously when you hit the note and then the game actively holds it going back and then shows you the action later, because that's the input latency you added in. Yeah, dual core, I've got that on, so it definitely does help. I think it's only really there for, or off if you, either have a single core machine, or if you're doing some debugging, and you know, dual core always gets in the way. Always does. I have been on an unlucky streak. Let's switch to poker. You can see this only tops out at 10,000 though. Oh, I see what it is. Oh, look at that. I'm a lucky chap. So it doesn't matter what you get. But you gotta at least get... You gotta at least get 2 pairs or nothing. Which is interesting and neat. So I'm often getting a pair show up in there and that's like, ah. Here we go, we got 2 pairs. There we go. Which is not particularly fast if you're getting 2 pairs or 0. I feel like you're sort of waiting until you get full house on this one. Oh, look at that. We got 3. This one might feel a bit more consistent to at least get some money back on. But I'm also not too sure how quick it is. Just remember, it's like a few seconds every time here. There's the bot. It's a few seconds every time here, but then remember, it was 2,000 gold every time I did that one race. They didn't again, there's no tracking URL in that. There was, let's go back to the outline slot. There was, some Twitch streamer who, she had a, what was it? She had a link show up, or a Chrome tab show up, which was literally like a view bot, site. I think it was literally, I'm not even going to say the name. Twitch is probably not going to be happy about that one. I'm shocked that so many people care so much about view botting. I mean, not as in that people do it, but that I'm shocked that people do view botting enough to care about it. Like, people should always call it out when it happens, but like, why do people care? Like, all it does is that it's just lying about metrics, which makes your advertising look better, but then obviously, hi, yes, we have deprecated the whole system for everyone. Deprecated the system for everyone. I always get those 2 words mixed up all the time. It's like we have pretended that there are so many viewers on the site that the advertisers are obviously going to pull from the exact same pot of money. Am I going to full board this? Woo! Now, if only that was the 7s. And that would have been like 30,000. Yeah, depreciate is the one. Deprecate is the one where I guess you're not supporting it anymore. But it's like, yeah, if it's like, if it is believed that Twitch has so many users, then it, you know, the advertisers are only going to spend so much on the site, I guess. Yeah. And in software, we use deprecate all the time, so... And I used to always say it was depreciate, and it's like, no, it actually is deprecate. I'm actually curious if I can do it with just 50,000, so maybe we'll end at 50,000. We'll give it a go with the better engine. Because I know I need the engine. The wheels I might be able to wing without, but the engine I do need. And then if we win the race, because the thing is that I'll make a ton of money in the Grand Prix, but I need to be able to win these 2 races. So that's the only thing. I should be able to wing that race, at least. Both of those races without needing better tires. So that's all good. But yeah, I got some stories I guess I can go into. Some random... Oh, you got some news as well. The engineers in the speedrun community for Ratchet & Clank 3 managed to find a way to beat the game in less than 1 second. Arbitrary code execution, or is it like... actually, like a curious exploit that just like triggers the end cutscene? Because I'm like... For games like that, it's like I don't imagine wrong warping... okay. Because, yeah, for games like that, I don't imagine that there's, like, particularly, you know, like, ways to walk into the end of the game. I think, as always, like, when you get a game that suddenly can be beaten so quickly, a lot of people are going to go, that either counts or it doesn't count. Probably won't count, you know. Same thing with, like, Super Mario World, it's like you can't use the arbitrary code execution to just like get to the credits in the typical category. You can always call it your own category, but at some point it's like that exists on its own. I would like the money. I need the money. I wouldn't mind the 50,000 as well. Involves some modification of the game. Oh, okay. It's still neat and interesting. I'm curious what they do to make it modified. I'm actually curious if it's like a bugged memory card save. Of course, is it? Or slightly more hilariously, a USB device. PS3 port is strange. Oh, it's a PSP3 port problem. Okay. Quitting the game messes things up by hitting a specific address when quitting. You can set game states when you reload. Oh, okay. So, it's legit. It is the PS3 version, but it is legit. Oh, okay. So, it's within a second when you start the game, but you have to do the save manipulation first. So, kinda counts, but not really. I mean, in theory, does that not make it literally tool-assisted? Like, I don't deny the whole, like, you could... Oh, we're gonna get it! Woo! Like, I don't deny that it's like, well, if you're using... You know, if you're a human inputting things, then, you know, there's still a human input. But, like, if... I feel like it counts as tool assist if you're using a tool. Somewhere, at least something that either mechanically influences the controller that you're working with, or the state of the game via some kinds of means. Yes, I did hit 40... Well, that's not quite the right number. Because you can't hit, like, less than a multiple of 10. Maybe when I get to 420,000, maybe. It's a shame that this is the only the 100, because we got bonus time. We got actual bonus on that one. I got a lot more money than I expected, and then it proceeded to not give me money. I was mashing the X button so you wouldn't have seen what text appeared on screen for a second there. But it gave me more money, so I was happy about that. I wouldn't mind this full screen feature. That'd be kind of cool. Where was this on the PC-88, by the way? I wouldn't mind a Choro Q slot machine game on that. Yeah, I got some kind of news. Every time I mention that. Dang it. Apparently The Weeknd likes Persona 5 and Fruit of Blood. Yeah, he sort of... I think this ties into a topic I've got, which is, I saw that. I didn't really think too much of it, but certainly I have a lot of people on my timeline who I will refer to as gatekeepers. And I don't use this as like a purely negative term, or even a generally negative term, but it can sometimes be overtly applied to people. And so people going, oh, he's not a real gamer because, like, you only started playing these games, like that kind of stuff. As if, like, you have to have been playing games for so long to enjoy what games that you do play in the moment, if you do, that is, of course. There's always an asterisk of, yeah, if The Weeknd is just doing this to, like, pose, yeah, he can play whatever he wants. But I have a very clear example of one that came up on my timeline, and I feel like it's this is a case where it's like, the snapshot that most people see doesn't actually... True. Do you think Jordy Greep should post on his Emperor account? Something like that. I would like money. I would like money, please. I've burnt through like 10 spins without actually getting anything right now. But yeah, this was a curious tweet I saw, which sort of missed the context on either side of the story, I guess. So there was this tweet from this one guy saying, or from this one person going with like a kind of meme image. It's almost like a rage comic, but it's not quite. It's like weird sad emoji, 8 hours at work, and then kissy face emoji, 9,000 plus hours of playing, and it's in the background is various box arts of Zelda titles, also including a Zelda-themed 3DS and Switch, but the Zelda titles are like Spirit Tracks, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Skyward Sword, Majora's Mask, Link's Awakening DX, Echoes of Wisdom, Twilight Princess. Yeah, it's like, you know, okay, it's a lot of you know, it's a lot of Zelda games. It's not really saying much. To me, on its own, I interpret this tweet as also this tweet was posted March 29th. I think it's important to mention the date. But to me, it's like, whatever, it's a nothing burger tweet. It's like, whatever, person is like, they love Zelda. And they're going, yeah, you know, how amazing is Zelda? I could play it, well, maybe not instead of working, but like, I love working, that kind of stuff. 9,000 hours is insane, by the way, because there's only like 6,800 hours in a year, and that's if you stayed up 24 hours. If you were like 8 hours a day, every single day, that's still, like, I guess that would tend you towards 5 years to hit 9,000 hours. 8,000 on the Masuka, maybe. I don't even think I've played 1,000 hours of Zelda. I like my Zelda. I've played Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom 100% once. I played Twilight Princess a number of times. I played Ocarina of Time a number of times. I've definitely played Majora's Mask a couple of times, but I haven't played it on the channel at all. I also played Phantom Hourglass a bunch. I got 60 hours in the Switch Definitive Edition of the first game, and I do want to play the second and third ones at some point. I briefly played the Wii U original, and it didn't really click for me, and I got it a bit more on the Switch because the performance was a lot better. I wish I was making more money. Do I have to exit back out and come back in, or is threatening it good enough? No, threatening it's not good enough. I've lost my mojo. We're at 47,000, and now I'm back at 45. What's happened? But you know, whatever. This is a tweet that's going, I like Zelda, basically. I don't think there's anything negative about the tweet itself. Worst you could criticize about it is that it's pretty low effort. I'm saying it's like a rage comic, like that's how sort of antiquated the format is. Posted on March 29th. This sort of blew up a little bit 2 weeks after it was posted by someone saying, "You're such a Zelda fan, yet you only started playing Majora's Mask last month." This tweet was from April 13th, and the tweet that they're screenshotting is the same account, March 27th, 2 days before this tweet saying, "Majora's Mask first blind playthrough." Link to a Twitch channel. Also a Twitter broadcast. Now, to me, I think, and also just for note as well, this person has a picture of Zelda as their Twitter icon and their Twitch stream icon as well. And also, they literally say in their description, CEO of short-haired Zelda. Okay, like, okay, you like Zelda a lot, but you haven't played Majora's Mask. Now, to me, I don't think that's much of a deal. Well, yeah, it's like, one, like, how would I put it? I don't think it's a bad thing that this person is playing a game for the first time, just on its own. And I actually think it's good that they are playing a game for the first time, if anything. It's better than not having played it at all, I guess. I'm doing one more spin. I'm going back to the other one, because, man, where's my money going? We're not making any progress here, are we? Nah. The casino is stacked against me all of a sudden. Earthbound Mega... Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah. Don't mess with Persona fans. They haven't played any of the game. You know what I mean? And obviously someone will go, but I've played the game. Yeah, okay, cool. What I mean is that obviously, and if anything as well, I think naturally, most people who rant about a community are, how would I put it? It's like a cubic graph. I finished 4G. Okay, there you go. But like, it's like a cubic graph. It's like, if you haven't played any of the games, most likely you're not going to bat for any of them. If you have played a little bit, or maybe you know a little bit, hey, there we go, we got some money back. Then suddenly, eventually this starts to get to be a very vocal crowd of people on the internet who are a little bit inclined in the game. It then decreases again for the people who are fairly big fans, and then it increases right at the very end when there's like absolute mega fans. Mega fans will always be vocal about the games that they're mega fanning about. That's fair and fine. But I feel like, yeah, a lot of people who talk about some games all the time, they might just be like, most of them are quite, how would I say, casual fans. They like it a bit, but instead of spending the time playing more of it. And I mean, Zelda's a big franchise. There's lots of other ones that like you might not have played. You know. But that being said, it's like, hey, you know, at least you put in the effort to play Majora's Mask. I think the tweet saying you're such a fan yet you only started playing Majora's Mask last month is certainly like, it is clearly ad hominem in the sense of it's attacking the person. Because it's like, well, it's not even critiquing the tweet, nor is it even saying that they've actually done anything bad. I'm trying to think, like, what's a franchise that I would like mega about? I guess SingStar, isn't that like my fixation at the moment? Maybe. I'm not even that mega fan of SingStar. It's only because I've just looked into it. Choro Q, I do like Choro Q. I haven't played every single game though. That's the one thing. I gotta play the combat one, the tank one. I know it's what a weird release, the tank game. You know, the game is memeing on me now because it knows I'm so close. Oh. Come on. Come on, I need 50,000. Also remember I need like a little bit of leftover money, which I'll probably get after a race anyways. Seek and destroy it, yeah. Because remember, I need the leftover money to keep gambling should I need to keep gambling. Although I guess I could just do that one race again. I don't think I really need more than like 4,000 gold as a buffer, or 5,000. But I think it'd be good to just like have the... And now it will give me nothing. Now it will give me nothing for a while, so... but certainly this tweet is attacking this one person at that moment. Now, here's where I start to flip the script a little bit, because if someone looks at me and goes, look at that, 8-line bonus, give me all the dollars. We're so back. We are so back. Okay, so let's go back to the city. The daytime city. And let's go to Part Shop 3, and we're buying the good Supreme Engine. Bit of fan. Yeah, it was an interesting article. I talked about last week. It's not a secret. Look at that Supreme Engine. It's gonna let me win this one race and get 100 gold. How great is that? But yeah, it's like I get where this person's coming from when they have this gatekeeper attitude, because holy crap, is this guy actually relative to me? I can't beat him? Because I'm like, I didn't remember him being that much faster the first time I drove on this track. And now he's that much faster. And I'm not really wheel spinning. I'm wheel spinning then, but I'm not like losing acceleration. And the worst part is that you can tell that every other car is not at all based on the speed. I'm not too sure if I'm actually going any faster, but... Oh, he's got to deal with the garbage truck and overtaking. Oh, snap. Maybe I do need the tires. Maybe I do need the tires. Because I'm not going to be able to, like, actually handle the overtakes otherwise. I thought he'd slow down a little bit on the overtakes, but no, he seemed to do it the first time, and that was it. Look at that, we've lapped everyone. You can't win him. You can't win him. I think I do need a fully upgraded, which is a bit of a shame. Let's try Ice and Snow, this time with the studless. I like how this almost looks like it performs the same, but it's not. I haven't bought any of the horns, did I? But yeah, I did indeed equip the engine, so... Anyway, I get where this guy's coming from for the gatekeeper angle, because there are indeed people who do indeed, you know, I mentioned the Persona fans, and of course it's obviously not every single person who enjoys Persona, but there's certainly some people where you can define them where it's like they effectively vouch for a game to sort of get worse, or a game to sort of like incorporate things that are not actually what the franchise is about, or even debate the game and debate it on the wrong terms, and it's like you basically give the game a bit of a bad name. There's certainly a bunch of game communities like that, and if anything as well, probably the more vocal they are, the more likely someone will have experienced a very negative crowd. And that's where the gatekeepers come in, where they basically, you know, at the extreme end, it's like you like the game for the wrong reasons, and on the I get it end is like they are really calling out the fact that like there's some people who are just like they're arguing for the wrong, well, how would I say? They're arguing for a game to get worse, basically, and whether they know it or not, but like they're really saying like this one thing, how dare people like this? It's sort of like letting some people, you know, like if some people like parts of a franchise, and but then they say like, oh, but people will like this part, or like these kinds of things are terrible, and I want to change all this kind of stuff. I feel like gatekeepers at their best are when they are, you know, basically saying, hey, these people who do indeed say positive things about, you know, the game in some ways, but they're also like, they are really detracting from it overall because they're basically like calling out things that aren't actually bad or need changing at all. Or alternatively, it's like, that was the vision at the time. Like, it's not, I wouldn't change it because I don't want to change an old game. The old game is the old game. It exists in its state, and it deserves to continue to exist in that same state. Like a preservationist mindset. So for example, let's say I bring up a person who says that the Gerudo guards in Zelda Ocarina of Time are problematic. They say, oh, they're stereotypes, they're harmful to modern discourse. And people strongly react and say, hey, you know, they're, you know, a female-only tribe that lives in the desert. Of course they're going to be wearing desert-based clothing and kinds of stuff. And obviously they're dark-skinned because they're in the sun all the time. Like, that's natural with many places that live in quite arid climates, I guess. I don't know. Like, I'm not too sure where they're getting with the stereotypes thing, because it's like they live in a very particular environment. Of course they're going to be different. And in the course of Zelda, oh yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, you always get the crowd of people who it's like they make the relationship. They're like, oh, they're like this kind of group of people, and it's like, no one's making that connection but you. Like, I don't know, man. I never thought the Gerudos corresponded to a certain demographic of people in the world. I'm like, they're a female-only tribe in the desert. That's it. That's all they are to me, and they play a part in the game's world, especially as well because it's like we have like sort of elf people in Zelda. Hylians are sort of elves, almost. Yeah, it's exactly the one male who rules them all and repopulates the entire as well. At least we got that win. Do I get the Grand Prix? We do. Okay, well, I don't need to win the oval circuit just yet. There we go. Let's save the game, just so I've got that saved. And we'll make the money for the other one eventually. So if I said there was a person like that, I feel like people would rightly believe, okay, well, that person may not necessarily also 8,000 gold. Woo. Woo. But am I going to get my butt kicked because I don't have the engine? Let's see. Because I might get my butt kicked. Oh, sorry, the tires. I've got the engine. Well, okay, well, one thing. First of all, equip the right tires. That's on me. That's a Biendeo moment right there. There you go. We're not saving, we're gonna... I was like, why am I, like, wheels spinning to the nth degree right now? Someone forgot to replace the tires. Anyway, back in with it. Don't worry, nothing happened. So, obviously, I think we point at that person, we go, hey, that's this person doesn't necessarily, respect the franchise. They're kind of using it as a bit of clout, maybe. Or they might like some things, and that's fine, but it's like, you can't speak your mind about these kinds of stuff because you're effectively ruining the experience for others. And not to say as in, like, you can't say it's problematic and stuff like that, but you can't say you represent the community and then have that. Look at this guy at the front, by the way. Obviously, it's oval circuit, so I'm probably going to be on an uphill daddle here. But now here comes the eye-opener. Guess which person in that story said that? That's right, the CEO of Short-Haired Zelda. That one. The same person. The context existed well before the tweet. And this whole tweet thread. If you look at the tweet thread, you might just think, oh, these people are dogpiling on this one person. But really, some people are actually kind of generally upset about this person. Now, I don't think they said anything wrong in this moment, but I think a lot of people will miss that context. That people have been upset at this person in the past. And then on the flip side as well, people have generally seen as well, you might see people gatekeeping and, like, you might be like, why are they so mean towards certain people? It's like, because when you see, like, the worst cases, it's like, it makes a bit of sense. That being said, this person did not bring any of that up. I had to dig through a lot of replies in order to see someone mention the fact that, like, yeah, so someone had to mention the fact that, like, oh, yeah, they said this, like, silly thing ages ago, and they still kind of repeat that opinion. They haven't really changed, and so it's like, they don't really represent this kind of stuff. I heard someone claimed they were a moderator of a Zelda wiki. I'm not too sure if that is true, so I'm not gonna say, like, therefore, that justifies everything. It's like, no, but $10,000, by the way, on these, but again, if I'm not winning this, I'm gonna need that engine, so we're gonna have to go back to the gambling, unfortunately. Although I only have to go to 30,000. But I think it should be good, because I don't think they... Well, no, I don't think it's reasonable. But I think the problem... Like, I mean, how would I put it? The problem is that people... I think the people who know the context should probably give the context, because there's no reason to be upset unless you know of the context. But it's like... It's classic internet discourse. You'll see the dogpiling occur in the moment, but like, it's often very easy to miss why the dogpiling happens. I don't agree with the dogpiling. I don't think it's really, like, again, it's like, I don't think this person exactly deserved it for this one tweet. Like, I'd rip on them for the Gerudo tweet. I wouldn't rip on them for this casual meme saying, like, I play Zelda. And especially because they are playing Zelda, even if they haven't played Majora's Mask. What I will call out, as well, is a bunch of people who are very, very silly-billy in the comments try and defend this person by saying it's not unreasonable for people to have never played Majora's Mask. And I feel like it's like, it's the kind of perception of being a mega fan of a franchise and perhaps not playing at least a top 6 game. I feel like, and not in terms of, like, the best necessarily, but certainly in terms of popularity, I think Majora's Mask is certainly a top 6 one, isn't it? I'd throw both Switch games as being high on the list. I'd definitely throw Ocarina of Time. I might throw Wind Waker in there. Maybe? The problem on the internet dog pile. Is this different than usual? No, it's probably not that different. And it's not even news. But I thought it's an interesting situation. I thought I'd sort of discuss this a little bit because I just thought it's a fun one to bring up, to look from the outside, and to take home a little message, which is, one, I don't think people deserve dogpiling for, you know, in general. I think it takes extraordinary scenarios for someone to sort of get called out for in a bunch of cases. Interestingly as well, the internet is very quick to dogpile on things. I've heard offhand someone's mentioning the Saikuno case to me, and I'm like, what a weird and probably personal case. I don't know. It's like guy dates multiple women at once. Okay, it is bad, but it's not criminal, I guess, in the sense of like he hasn't deceived me. He's just deceived fans, and fans should know better. Don't date famous people. This will always happen. But like, yeah. They didn't know this person already had a girlfriend. I think he one night flinged a bunch of people, but those people thought that they were getting into his books as the girlfriend, and it's like he's just one night flinging them. Now we got the mystery house. It's on the road. So I'm on the right tires, I guess. No, I'm not on the right tires. Ah! I saved just then, don't worry. Hold on, we need that wheel spin. Great wheel spin. Listen, I caught it this time before I even started moving. But yeah, people who suddenly start defending this by saying, oh, like, you know, it's not normal to have played Majora's Mask, or stuff like that. And now they're saying, like, really goofy things. They're coming up with the worst reasons to, like, defend the person, and you know what I mean? The same thing happened with the Saikuno stuff, where it's like, the counter-arguments were worse than the actual arguments, because it was like people documented the scenario that happened, and then people went too far. And I feel like this always happens. People go way too far in, like, attacking, and they come up with the stupidest reasons, and eventually some of those reasons become more commonplace than the real facts, and then it's like, so we don't learn anything. Also, I'm going to be driving so faster here all of a sudden. Because now I got the good engine. Actually, yeah, but I don't have the good tires yet. Ah! Oh, stairs! Chairs. Stairs and chairs. But yeah, moral of the story is, be informed. Generally don't dogpile, but also people gotta stop doing things for clout as well. If you're playing Majora's Mask for the first time, that's great. But please don't be a white knight and just say, oh, it's unreasonable for someone to have played Majora's Mask. It's like, it's a very common Zelda game. It's been on the Switch for 4 years. It's been on the 3DS. It's been on the, did it ever get a GameCube release? I don't think it did. I've heard of that game, by the way. It just came out, yeah. I know a couple of streamers who actually started playing it, and I know it's on the Switch. It was on the Switch too. I forgot to check. But also it's on Steam and stuff. I believe it's a boomer shooter, isn't it? Like, if you try to pin the core genre, it's like, it's kind of got the boomer shooter vibes. So let's buy that engine now. And then I'm going to be sad because I can't, sorry, the tires. Good time. The noir aesthetic. Noir without the E. I saw someone point out, it's like, no, it's noir without the E. Supreme. I've got everything else, basically, so we are supremed out. Other than, I guess I could buy the MT5 Hyper. If you're going for a retro achievements goal of getting every single... Oh, look at that, the Supreme tires are good, although they're no better on road. So, I don't think I can win that race. The oval circuit, I don't think you can win it. I think you need even better. I know, right? I'm not too sure if I can fit that in the stream. But certainly, if we got the good off-road tires, this will be good. Although, they're not big tires, so I have to watch out for a little bit on this one road. But this should be my ubiquitous win every race pair of tires. Yeah, you can see why it throws you off a little bit. Topical thing is that IGS published a review of it. Oh, because they gave it a 6 out of 10, didn't they? They pointed out like various things. It's like, this is literally the genre. This is why people buy these kinds of games. And you're describing them all as if they're negatives, which, you know, I probably am guilty of feeling about that about some games as well, but I don't get paid by IGN to do that. That's the difference between me and them. Yeah, give me some of the reasons, because it's been a while since we've roasted a bad review. And by a while, I mean, I think like 4 weeks. I'm pretty sure I commented on Resident Evil 9 having a bad review. Although that was an AI review. And I haven't even talked about the AI stories this week. How great is that? I have a very long topic, by the way, about a specific YouTuber. One that I don't talk about as often as maybe some other ones. But yeah, give me some of those reasons. Also, side note, yeah, I'm pretty sure, like, if we're gonna talk about Zelda games, by the way, and being, like, rare, I'll read that in a moment. If we're gonna talk about Zelda games being rare, Majora's Mask is certainly not one of them. I would probably argue out of the mainline ones, I'd probably say Twilight Princess is actually a little bit more rare. I know it's very commonplace. I know a lot of people probably played it. It's not a very expensive Wii game. It's a very expensive GameCube game, by the way. Like, legit, look at the retro prices for GameCube Twilight Princess. They're, like, actually, like, several $100s. It's one of the priciest ones I could find on retro pricing. But then, obviously, it's like, well, let's not count the mainline ones. Let's count things like, you know, Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks, or even older back. Let's count Minish Cap gets a bit overlooked. Four Swords gets overlooked. Oracle of Seasons and Ages often people forget exist. And that's fine and fair. I think this Grand Prix is actually the quickest way to make money now. Because it's like, that's a solid $10,000 for winning that race. Yeah, definitely. Even if maybe some of the longer tracks, it's like, yeah, but it's $10,000. Like a couple of minutes. And then obviously, if we want to go even further, you could probably pull out Link's crossbow training, or the Tingle game. I forgot. Was that on the GBA? Was it a GameCube tie-in game? I forgot. The Tingle. I don't know much about it. If you want to go even rarer, are we going to talk about the freaking Satellaview Zelda release? The CDI releases, like all three of them. We can go so deep on the Zelda rabbit hole. And so people saying Majora's Mask is not a common game, it's like, bruh. There's tons of ways to play Majora's Mask. I don't know, it's not related. I said I was still on that topic. I was like, I'll read your IGN review one. So, they gave Black Ops 7 a 7. I know people roast on Black Ops 7, but I honestly don't know much about the various Call of Duty releases, other than Modern Warfare 3 was a meme. Not the original 2011 one, not that one. The whatever 2024 was it? The one, because they doubled up on Black Ops. Oh no, 2023 I guess. Yeah, 3 with a Roman nuke. Yeah, that at least simplifies it. And then we get Black Ops 4, which has 4 eyes, and it throws me off. I know technically Romans sometimes did do that, but I feel like it's a sometimes, not you should. But yeah, too many cheese references. Yeah, it's like, bruh, you killed too many people. There isn't enough noir. Too many references to the old movies. Yeah. Too many arenas that... Okay, too many arenas, I think, can be framed in a way that feels appropriate, because my favorite kinds of boomer shooters, I love Doom, I love Quake, I love, what's an older one that I really like, because I feel like if I name all the big ones, then it's like, well, you know, mentioning the big ones. I love Shadow Warrior. Duke Nukem gets a little bit here and there for me. I'm actually a little bit on the fence about Duke Nukem as loving it, but it's got fun level design, so I can't knock it too hard. Yeah, Shadow Warrior is incredible. I'd probably say that's quite peak. But definitely Doom ticks the boxes. I'm also a fairly big fan of Unreal. Unreal's a great fun one. Side note, by the way, just remember, Unreal is indeed being maintained by... It's not open source, but Epic Games gave a handful of community members access to the source, and they patched it and fixed it up and stuff like that, and it runs quite nicely on modern machines. Same thing with Unreal Tournament, same thing with Unreal Tournament 2004. Not yet with Unreal Tournament 3. I like Serious Sam, and I have considered trying to wanting to play it on the channel, but I also have other FPS games I do want to play. I guess if you point to any other one I'd play, I guess Turok, but I wanted to play Turok 1 so I could get to Turok 2 at some point. But yeah, arena shooters are cool too. Serious Sam is probably the closest one I can talk about in terms of it's got too many, like, horde rooms. It's got too many rooms like that are arenas. And I think it works fine for Serious Sam. But I don't like it in Doom 2016. I do want to replay Doom 2016 to sort of re-remind myself, but a part of me was very, like, on the fence about liking that game as much because I kind of want to get and go places, and it really prevents me from doing it a lot of the time. It locks you in a room and it goes, nah, there's still one imp over there in that corner. Serious Sam, by design, the enemies don't do that. The enemies in Serious Sam almost always beeline at you. They are almost always getting in your way. And so it's not as much a problem, and I think that's where I point that out. But certainly, it's like, that's a rather, like, tight point to argue. When you say the arenas are, like, there's too many arenas, it's like, well, okay, but, like, why is that not fun? Because you can't just say, like, this game uses the letter A too much. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just say something, which might be true. There might be more arenas in this game than the average game, but you can't say a thing and then, you know, infer that therefore it's bad because there's a thing. You have to sort of explain why this makes the game a bit unfun. It's your job as a reviewer. You get paid to do this. Journalism. And the main baffling thing about the reviews is the reviewer complaining that noirs are understated and sophisticated, and this game is just cartoonishly violent and unsubdued. Maybe. Oh, I mean, worst case as well, it had gotten a review copy. You know, like, well, as you said there, where it's like, this is the company... well, actually, this is a golden ticket for reviews, by the way. Same thing with the Shadow Warrior reboots. It's like, wear it as a badge of honor that IGN gave your game a mean review. A very just scathing, like, they didn't understand it. It's like, I think Shadow Warrior 2 proudly put, like, the Polygon 5 out of 10 on their page. They said, yeah, Polygon hates this game. That's how you know it's good. I haven't played Shadow Warrior 2. Which is not the second one, it's the third one, because it's a reboot trilogy. Maybe one day, but it's not as high on my list. That's the one with the Borderlands loot system, I feel. Is it? Or is that the third game? I know, what a weird one. Side note, by the way, did you know that Borderlands 3 doesn't work on the Switch 2? The Switch version of Borderlands 1, that is. I played like a little bit of the reboot of the first game, but I hadn't beaten it. I said a reboot of the first game. The 2013 game. Refer to it by its year. It's always easier to do that. But yeah, what a meme review. Thank you, IGN. Can't spell ignorant without IGN. That is, yeah, that is true. I mean, you know, I don't expect reboots to be exactly the same as the originals, because otherwise I would play the originals. I think, obviously, I would prefer a better title. Like, just give it a subtitle, please. And then you can name the subtitles, whatever. But, like, you don't have to, yeah, please stop sharing the names with, like, other games, because it gets kind of confusing to talk about. Doom 2016, Tomb Raider 2013, Shadow Warrior 2013, Hitman 2016, Prey 2017, Marathon 2026, Concord RIP. Take that, question mark, man. We're up to the last race already. Yeah, the Modern Warfare ones are probably the worst, yeah. Which is weird as well, given that like the whole point of why you did a reboot was to not have to worry about the numbering going too far. Oh my goodness, by the way, a new track. That's right, they juke you out. Well, it's sort of a new track. It's the city, that's right, it was a track the whole time. Did you think all these corners were weird for a reason? Listen, I'm at least far enough in front in the Grand Prix to not have to worry about losing this, but also it's like, oh, it's rather tricky. Because every corner's so tight and the AI takes it remarkably well. Jeez, it is exactly. The moment I got up to this point, it's like, because this stream's been pretty mellow. It's been like, oh, you know, like just re-witnessing the, you know, the Grand Prix again, doing another one, and then it's like suddenly it's like, oh no, it all makes sense. You were in it the whole time. The pile up, exactly. That's why these games are wonderful. Soon, one day, along with Tomb Raider 4. But yeah, I got, and don't worry, the stream's not going to be over just now, but, even though we are going to hit credits, because I do want to see if I can show off some extra stuff. It's a street, yeah, it is a street circuit. Oh my goodness, I'm struggling so hard to keep up on this one. Listen, Question Mark Man has kind of gone way far ahead. I'll still sort of drift out. I'm releasing. Yeah, you see, it's very easy to spin out like that. I'd be able to get second if I'm pull this off really well. Drop your extra news in, because I do want to go on about my rant. Portal 2, yes, I do want to check that out. Listen, I'll take the second. Oh. Wheel spin's still ridiculous. I got second. I'm happy chappy. And I collided tons of times. So, there you go. Well, Question Mark Man may have gotten the best of me today, but he didn't get the best of me overall, I guess. Welcome to the castle! I know that the community edition has improved editor tools, and that was the one thing I looked at. That's right, we're still gambling. That's actually even better. It's the credits. The credits are gambling. We hit actual credits, so it is technically a game beat. But yeah, no, I know it's got better editor tools. I don't think they changed anything too big. Engine improvements, I guess. I don't think they exactly, like, changed any of the maps. It's mostly modding tools. I do want to try it out, though. I was very intrigued by Portal 2 when it came out. Like, obviously, because it's, like, the Portal aspect is... Oh my gosh, the music! Jeez, Steam! Jeez, that was me. Sorry, fellas. That's what I get. I cheated. I looked it up. I went to the Steam page on that one. Gets you every time. I have created maps in Hammer, but I wasn't particularly good at it. I've done the in-game editor maps, but I'm like, listen, I like your Valve, but oh boy, there's... It wasn't set to autoplay. I was on that page for like 20 seconds before it started playing. The question is, why was the audio on? I'm not too sure. It might have been on last time I was over on the Steam page. Auto-playing videos is the bane of my existence, by the way. Yeah, I enjoyed this game. We still got a couple of things to show off, but no, I enjoyed playing through it. Even if they do get you to... Yeah, nah, for me, it just... It kicks in top video. It auto plays, but usually it's muted. But I don't know why it didn't play right away, so that's what threw me off. I probably would have reacted right away if I started to see it go. But yeah, no, I think Choro Q 3 is the best of the trilogy. They all keep getting a bit better and better, and I like all the features added in this one. I think that, at least besides right at the very end, the grind is not too bad. And I don't know, there's plenty of tracks, there's plenty of things to show off. The city is cool, and I do want to see if I can experience some of the city goals before we end the stream. But yeah, no, it's pretty good. I think they top it off with Choro Q Wonderful afterwards. And then unfortunately they don't quite get as good, although tons of people have played Road Trip or Road Trip Adventure on the PS2 and don't realize that they've actually played this franchise. That game is neat in its own ways, but I don't think it's better. Baldwin Inc. And yeah, no, it's a very approachable game as well. And I'm so surprised that, like, it kind of exists in this bubble and they never localized anything but the first game and like some other ones later on. But it's like, all of these are so good. Why? Is it the gambling? It could be the gambling. Thank you, Toyota. Yeah. So I got a bit of a long topic. Maybe. How about I'll get back into it. I'll get back into the game before I hit the long topic. And I know, Fetty, you probably want to get through your story, so just rapid fire them. We're an hour and 37 into the stream. I don't know how much time we're gonna have left on this. We'll see. I wish I had this show up. 3 or so left. Hit me with him. Quick fire. Gotta have cheering in your credit song. Now you gotta try 100 events. It's never over. So obviously the Hyper GP stays forever. We can attempt all these races again. I mean, you kind of had to do all of them anyways. But if we can go out to the town, it's obviously like you gotta find the 100 events. I'm currently at 71. So I'm missing a handful near the top, and fortunately, Mr. Gamepack's guide does indeed have a list. But there is a couple of things that actually open up in the post-game as well, so let's open that up. Tomb Raider fan game that reimagines the original game as a side-scroll. Ooh, that's actually kind of neat, and also just in time because someone is absolutely going to call up the fact that they are making a Tomb Raider 1 remake right now. So hopefully they don't well, I guess they don't sue people out the wazoo. I think I'm probably missing 2 body shops, so we'll sort of try and find these around, but they're gonna be somewhere around the town. Obviously, big trophy, which is a sprite. Oh no, it's not a sprite. I thought it was a sprite. Okay, so we're looking for the goods. Started in 2013. Ah, that's nice. You gotta have the big trophy. I'm gonna keep driving into some of these buildings. I can access all of these from the menu, like once I see them, so don't worry. I'll show them off to some capacity as well. But I'm just making sure that there's no like random building that I've not seen. Like I'm pretty sure this was one. Thank you, Nintendo Preservation News. Part Shop 2, yeah, I'd seen that. This is where, yeah, the Body Shop 2 was? Yeah. Look at this building that's still not done. We're gonna do the Gymkhana. This is the hotel, which is just there. Someone found some surviving footage from Wild Gunman. Interesting, from way back when. Also, what was that it said? It said, floor 7th. Where's that stop? I'm sort of bumping around. I've probably seen most of it. Oh, there's another parts store. There you go. No, I've already seen that one. I don't need another parts store. I need another body shop. I've seen everything in that area. I don't think I need to worry about that. The cafe, this is another one, but cool. We're up to 72 now. Do you think there's anything cheeky over here? like this cannon that I shot last time, but now you see it again. I don't imagine there's anything over here other than sinking the ship again. The person digitized the foot. Ah, very nice. Very, very nice. Good on them. Can I see it? No, cannot see it. I think if I chill around here, somewhere around here. I'm not too sure where I need to chill, but somewhere around here. Because obviously we've got the big tires gap over here, which I've been past there. That's a dirt trial. Certain Ontario con. Oh, very nice. Don't know if this is even gonna happen here. Darn. Well, I was hoping that also I love the penguins up the top here to tell you it's the ice trial. I'm actually surprised that you can even like find 20 to 30 minutes to talk about Wild Gunman anyways, you know? Like that game feels kind of straightforward, but that's actually kind of fun to document it. I thought this thing would show up here, but I guess not, so okay. It's basically the sign saying falling rocks. Where's the falling rocks, bro? I'm waiting for the falling rocks. They ain't falling. These rocks are not falling, so I guess I'll ignore this for the moment. It still raises the question of where's the body shop that I'm missing? I'm pretty sure at least Body Shop 3 is in the daytime. The music is a banger though, but... Because yeah, this was Body Shop 2. I don't suppose any other weird shops have opened, or maybe they have opened up around here. There's the Warp. There's the song change bit. Unlike the NES game, this had actual actors. Ah! So it's an entirely different game that just so happens to also be called Wild Gunman. I don't suppose the body shop is this. No, that's the first one again, yeah. Well, I'm gonna click on the thingy and it'll... well, okay, that didn't really help me out. Maybe it's on the blurry city map that they've got. Oh, I can't believe it. Hold on. It was exactly over here. Well, not here, not the sewers here. But it was... It's a fun curve there. Wait for it. Hold on, I'll find it eventually. We didn't go past the castle. There it was. It was here the whole time. It was there the whole time. You say rare partnership. I'm pretty sure they partnered quite a bunch of times on a handful of things. I think that's everything we can really do in the day overworld. So let's switch to nighttime and see what's going on over there. Yeah, you can tell the menu's getting bigger. So out on the town with a frown, a sad clown. Yeah, in the 70s, probably not, no. Actually, I don't know much about that 70s history, so who knows. Alright, so we've probably got a few things that have opened up in the nighttime, such as this part shop, or body shop, I guess. This part shop, which I had already seen ages ago. This vending machine, which I've probably also already seen. It was a very expensive arcade game. There you go. We've seen the nighttime warp. That's the casino. so I don't need to re-see that one. The bookshop, which we've already bought a down map. I don't need to buy another one, but I'm sure. I'm glad the jukebox is still here in the nighttime. Let's see, where else are we going? We're going around here to the city. Gotta see the city, there it is. City. There's a mysterious warp, there's your spooky house. Hi there, Ghost, how you doing? Second it, yeah, exactly. The light guns are always tricky. It just, I don't know, man. I haven't played too many light gun games. Well, I'm never that good at them. We've been through up here, so I don't think there's anything mysterious, unless there's something mysterious. Night Gymkhana. Ah, yes. The mysterious shop. You gotta have one of these in here. You gotta have your post-game shop. The best one for last, probably. And out with the sign there. There we go. I don't know how many things I'm actually missing in the city. I feel like I've seen everything in the city. We can always check the list again. Do I have to actually drive through the tunnel slowly? Maybe. Oh, let's start again. Making a Bloodborne... Yes, the Jacksepticeye Bloodborne movie. I don't really know much about Bloodborne or Jacksepticeye to really say that much, but I hope this implies that they're going to do a remaster of some variety later on, because they seem to have done that with many other movies. There you go. They seem to have done that with many other movies that they've released. Until Dawn had a remaster. Last of Us had a remaster. Uncharted had its remaster when the movie came out. I'll put them on into ya, laddie. That's the guy. That's all I know of him. I never watched this stuff, unfortunately. Why is this song not on my playlist? I don't know. I really should put it on the playlist. It was in Dispatch. There you go. Okay, well, back to the menu. Obviously, you probably want to see the existence of the mysterious shop, which has mysterious music and a mysterious background as well. We are going to be here for way too long just to get those two. But I will buy the skull meter. It's 50 gold. And the skull wheels. And any of these skull bodies. Oh yeah, you gotta spook people by going into the spooky shop. I'm sad they don't have the spooky shop in any of the newer games. And by newer, I mean, you know, PS2. Yes, it is manual transmission for the Supreme, but it is worth it. We got the Devil Break. We got the Supreme. It makes you fast. That was Skull Meter. There you go. There it is. Skull Wheels. I got the wheels. I got the wheels. I just went through the list in a bit of a weird order. But I can't afford the tires or the engine. That's the only ones I can't afford. Oh, and you obviously want to see the body. Well, we got this one, which is, we can finally play Choro Q Tank. We can also play Choro Q Tank, and we can play Choro Q, Clipping. But, yeah. If you wanna play Choro Q Tank, there you go. Now we got this. So, but yeah, obviously as well you can go into any of the body shops, like Body Shop 4 here, and you can find various bodies. I don't think any of them are particularly meme-worthy. It's mostly just that one. We got this train. There's a train in there. I don't think we're really missing anything too low down, but I don't think there's a very quick way of earning, how much was that? 600 266,000. Yes, the set does require you to do everything. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do that. I did the night gym kind of, didn't I? Yeah, I had to do that in 40 seconds. So I'm set there. If we go back to the menu and check the notepad, I should be at 77 now. I'm missing 10. So let's check what else is on the list, just so I can document that. Oh my gosh, there's actually a paint shop in the nighttime and I just didn't find. Let's go back, let's find it. Where would that be? Try and find 10 on this map. I think I found it. I love the skull. Oh, by the way, the brakes are too good. They're too good. They lock you as you brake. Or it could be because I don't have the wheels. The paint shop. Is that the paint shop? That's a part shop. But you gotta use the transmission because it does make you fast. No, that looks like a 10 on the map, but it might have been an 8. Oh, hold on. I'm certainly in the right spot. It should be like right here. It's just not a paint shop right there. Interesting. Look how fast I'm going! Ah! Well, that's closed. Trading shop's still open. Pretty sure this didn't mysteriously turn into a paint shop too. Moonchild. Nope. Kind of. Maybe. No? No, not really. I'm gonna peer closely at this map, try and find where 10 is on it. It makes it look like it's right there, right next to me. But I don't think it is. Maybe this is the 10. Yeah. Prerequisites, nighttime. My chair is like actually like... I probably can win the oval race in this. I don't necessarily need the absolute best engine to pull it off. You'd think the paint shop would have a sign above it. Like, am I just absolutely blind and I can't find paint shop sign around here? That's obviously the body shop. Come back. Only got recently, relatively re-released. Oh, nice. Oh my gosh. Wait, no. No, sorry. I'm blanking, but it wasn't that one. Shop, where's the... It does say, like, prerequisites winning World GP, but I've done that, so... I can't explain why the paint shop's not there. I can't seem to find anywhere else, although check out this graffiti. What does it say? I did see it. I haven't really said much though, I just sort of chimed in and said hi. Well, we'll find it in a moment. We'll find this in a moment. Okay, what else do I need to do on the list? Well, first of all, let's do that oval race, just so you know what the oval race looks like when you win it. Gotta get there in the end. I haven't tried the program, no. I haven't had much time this week, sorry. And I say I haven't had much time, even though I said I played Eminem's kart racing, so you're gonna have to forgive me on that one. Oh, you know, he really puts it... Oh my goodness. Oh, no. We got there. We're getting there. He puts up a fight. He's really putting up a fight. Ah! And then he also skids out just as much as I do. Because the tires are not happy about accelerating a ton. But you know what? That's okay. I still gotta win the race. Alright. Back markers. Blue flags. Get out of the way, fellas. I think he's actually, like, struggling with the back markers a little bit. You can see he's there on the map. He's sort of still overtaking him. There you go. All you have to do is sell your soul to the devil and drive a tank, apparently. And there you go. You can be the winner of Choro Q, Choro Q3. There you go. All of that. Was it worth it? That's right. We got the prize money of 100 gold. You think they'd give you a better prize for that one? That's every race, so don't have to worry about that one. I don't even think that was a goal. That's not even in the event list. Alright, what other ones do I have to do? I'm missing 26 all the way down to... okay. These ones require me to have bought certain cars. So I'll show you... Yeah, I know, right? So I will show these off. I guess the question is which ones have the right cars? I'm not too sure, but we can check all of them. I do think that this is actually pretty neat. There's a fire truck here, which I shall proceed to not name. There is a police car, which I'll proceed to not name. And there is a garbage truck, which I will also proceed to not name. There's also this one, which is a house and stuff. But you don't need these ones. I'm pretty sure you don't need these ones. If I go into the city now as the fire truck, this is what I mean by, like, crazy secrets. Like, not crazy secrets, but you know what I mean, where it's, like, having a fun, like, just, like, what is going on. Because I'm in the fire truck, at some point when I drive around the city, something will happen, I guess. We'll see in a moment. But I'll just peruse, I'll just drive around. There you go, fire report! I gotta look for a fire. The garage is on fire. Oh, it's so neat. I'm so glad they put in something like that. Is this my garage? Like back at home? Oh my gosh, it is. There you go. That was it. That's all you needed to do. But it's like, how curious. Anyways, let's do it again. Now with the, or maybe not the tank. But the police car. Let's go back into the town. There we go. Do you think the skull would set off some alarm bells? Nah, it's all fine. So driving around town in the, well, don't have to enter the sewer for us. Driving around town in the police car, and it's a daytime thing. It's not a nighttime thing. Eventually we'll get it. Well, I'll describe the scenario that I'm talking about. So we have one YouTuber that I follow a bunch is Level 1 Tex. Particularly Wendell from Level 1 Tex hosts many of the videos. He also does his Links to the Friends show 3 times a week with 2 other people, and they're all great. I love the discussions that they have, the insights that they have, and the general theme of the stories that they read out. But on the main channel, they do a lot of computer hardware and stuff like that. Wendell went to NVIDIA's GCC and spoke to a lot of people representing various companies around there. I believe his trip was sponsored by Supermicro, which is great fun because Supermicro's co-CEO got charged with I think some kind of conspiracy charge. And it's like, what a weird one there, but I like his takes on a lot of things, but in these various videos, he's very glazing. Hey, where's the report? I'm in the car. Maybe we'll switch to the other car. We'll see if something happens. I'm very impatient, apparently. Listen, the fire truck one happened way quick. Is this the right vehicle? It was very blue just then. Yeah, that should be it. It is indeed a truck. We'll just drive around and maybe something will happen. believe it's for the night. But, I don't know, we'll check it out. We'll keep driving around, we'll see what happens. But yeah, in this video, he's very glazing AI. He keeps talking, and in particular, one of the videos was, why does everyone hate AI? And while the majority of the topic of the video is more just like asking some people on the floor questions. Here we go. Collect 5 trash cans around the port area. Well, that's quite narrow, isn't it? It's just kind of down here, isn't it? Yeah, I was like, this is the port area. 1. Helps when you get it. 2, 3. I didn't see the other one around there, but there you go, the hotel's got one. 4. 5. I've cleaned the town. The town is clean. All because of me. He's very glazing the AI, and he's sort of asking people, like, why are they dissuaded, or why do people think they're dissuaded? And I think it's because a lot of the things in the video is like, people just don't, you know, recognize all the value that they're getting out of it. Using phrases like, it's a force multiplier, using things like, a rising tide lifts all ships, is the phrase used. And while I do think that we are seeing good things out of neural networks, I think the obvious ones are obviously in... he mentions DLSS in this as well, and he sort of misses the point of why DLSS 5 missed the mark in its presentation, and it's not because... I think it's for a range of reasons. But yeah, I was thinking to myself, like, this is rubbing me the wrong way, and I'm like, why is this video rubbing me the wrong way? Or like, why are these opinions, like, why am I discounting them, like, quite instinctively? Because I don't disagree. There are some things like protein folding and stuff like that where you can probably find, you know, well, not probably, you can literally use machine learned models to provide better estimations for things that you notice to, you know, to try and learn inputs to results, or inputs to outputs, form equations that can estimate things along the way, and use that as a heuristic to guide you to investigate things better. That is 100% a real big strength. It's also pretty good at, you know, just general predictive models. So obviously language is one where it's like, well, you can predict a likely word. It's not generative AI, but the video wasn't about generative AI specifically. It was just kind of about all AI, which to me reads machine learning. I hate the idea, and we've used the term AI, but I'll get into that. But I realized that I think the problem that Wendell doesn't really bring up in the video is that it is a complicated statement. Why do people not like AI? Because I think effectively, I'm just going to hit every street because I think I actually have to cross a certain mark at some point. So I'm just going to do like a lap around every block here. Which seems very redundant, we'll get there. But I think where Wendell has missed the mark, well, yeah, AI doesn't have a meaning. Not really. And certainly, I think one of the points so I'll mention a few points. So I'll get around to this. But to me, I fit in 3 different demographics I can easily define. And each of those 3 demographics, I can think of more demographics, but I can think of 3 demographics in particular that have been let down by the recent wave of AI. At least the one that's occurred since, like, if I was to really, like, pin it, I'd say, like, when DALL-E Mini came out, back in April 2022, so it's been nearly 4 years now. Certainly, though, I think a lot of people didn't really care too much until... There we go. Arrest the fleeing car! A lot of people didn't really care about, well, oh, there he is. Oh, snap, he's gone fast. And he's gone somewhere. Has he gone down here? I didn't catch him go down here. I hope he did. Well, you know it's good when you've lost him, so we'll find him somewhere. That's not being out. He really went out of the way. He absolutely disappeared. Oh, there he is. Oh, come on. Don't let him get out of my sight again. Bro keeps disappearing. So I'm just gonna browse this. If only I had my sirens on, then he wouldn't have gone out of the way. So the three demographics I'm in is that I am a software engineer, I'm a computer hobbyist, and I am a general consumer of technology. Those are the three demographics I'd say, and I have a specific reason why each one of these markets has sort of been letting me down a bit. So I'll bring up the software engineer one. The obvious part of the software engineer demographic that I feel like people would point to as like, oh, why are you like down there? Is obviously AI is the scapegoat. It is the answer. Oh, there you go. It is the answer that a lot of companies. There you go. Arrested. First try. Quick and easy. It is the scapegoat answer that a lot of companies have used to basically excuse firing lots of people. I think all of these companies, maybe into COVID, but certainly some of them were pre-COVID, hired way too many people. They just were like, we are hiring so many people, and I think the costs are very, like, they were expecting to scale much better than they did. A lot of these ones, by the way, are let's see, I could do 45 in the daytime. I'm just looking at this list on another monitor. 45, 55 is in the daytime, 59 is in the daytime, although it's kind of awkward, so I might actually just tell you about 59. 66, I should be good there. 69 is somewhere on the map. Yeah, 69 is somewhere on the map in daytime. 82 is nighttime. Nice. Yes, I know I said 69 a couple of times. I didn't have to do that one number. And 86 I can do. 91 I can do. Okay, so most of them I can do. But I unfortunately can't do every single... Actually, I might be able to do every single one of them. I'd need to... The problem is I need to get to the end of the Grand Prix at some point. So we might be here for a little bit if I try all of these. But certainly, what I can do is we can show off all of these other modes, by the way, because that's where most of the other ones are sitting. Let's see how quickly I can do a drag race. Easy money. Pretty sure you don't even need any of those two double parts in order to actually pull this off. So there you go. Choro Q coins obtained. That was 10 seconds for a drag race. Very nice. We've done the Gymkhana, but now I gotta do the dirt trial, which is like the Gymkhana, but on dirt. But yeah, obviously the AI is a bit of a scapegoat answer, and we're seeing a lot of companies fire a lot of people because of it. I think in general as well, you are seeing many big companies lay off. Should have. Wrong side. Wrong side. Give us another map. So hold on, it's around that first post. Skip to around 2 posts. Snake in between. Snake the next few. Around the outside, kind of between two, turn right, between 2, follow the line, around 2, and then left, right. Okay, I'm trying to map that in my mind. Let's see if I've actually nailed that one. Maybe, maybe not. I love the cacti. There you go. So that, round 2, round that one. That didn't look like the right angle at all. Was there round 1 there? It was around 1. Yeah, no, I just didn't turn right enough. Okay. But obviously there's that. I think as well, a lot of software companies have pivoted into AI stuff. And the biggest problem that I find as a software engineer is obviously, where is the vision? Where is the actual, like, product? Because there's quite a lot of companies that went, well, it's existing product, but now with AI, and it's like, that's not, like, meaningful. That doesn't actually, like, you can't just say you're bringing AI, because what is AI? What is the vision? And then obviously, that's... I'm pretty sure hitting the cone shouldn't have dragged me off too much, right? Interesting, but sure, we'll give it another go. But like, yeah, it's like, what is the end vision for the AI product that you are, you know, delivering forth? And there's a lot of them where it's like, they don't really, oh my gosh, too tight. There's a lot of them where they don't really know. They don't have an actual improvement. They just do the broad topic, which is the AI hype train. This is where the, you know, this is where they bid into the ideal dream, which is we will have that computer program that can just do anything. You just ask it to do the right thing, and it'll do it. And I'm like, we are not there yet, because you can't tell, you know, any... Well, not any, but like, you can't get an AI model today to answer generic problems. And the obvious generic problem I'd bring up is, get an AI to play this game for me. And you cannot. Like, you might be able to specifically train one to maybe handle the game. Most of these AI models, like, I'll point to Claude Plays Pokemon as a great example, where it's like, they only work if you, expose memory to it. If you give it, like, some memory, so Claude Plays Pokemon needed to be very aware of the map that it was in and the party Pokemon at all times, and so it was then aware of what menus it went into. It also had prior knowledge of scraping Bulbapedia and various websites, so it knew where it needed to go, knowing the name of the map it was in, which was kind of cheating in my eyes. But it didn't matter, because when it reached Mount Moon, it knew it needed to travel east to Cerulean City. But then it kept getting stuck, because in Mount Moon you have to travel west at some point in the cave. It didn't know how to translate the information that it learned off of with the actual, like, tasks it needed to do at hand, and it didn't have enough memory or enough context to understand that it was getting itself stuck in a bit of local minima. That's the problem that I have. It's not necessarily that, like, oh, you know, like, I need AI to solve every single problem I have today, like that kind of stuff. But I think that's the pipe dream that they've been sold on. Is that enough time, even with the 5-second penalty there? Or did I need 35 seconds? Oh, we're good. Okay. I'll commit to that. But, like, that's obviously the pipe dream that they're sold on. And unfortunately, yeah, it's like there's too many... might as well switch to nighttime and now go to the... Well, we've done the night gymkhana. Which one am I missing? Is the maze not on this list? I need to go to the maze in person. Yeah, I guess I do. I need to visit the maze in person. The maze wasn't too hard to find. While I'm at it as well, there's the snaky road to the south. Oh, not that south. I need to drive through it without hitting the walls. Every time I keep going a bit too far here. But yeah, I don't know. To me as a software engineer, it's like that's the kind of irritating part, is this, like, weird pivot a lot of companies have had. Obviously not every single company, but to me, it's getting hard to get hired because you haven't had direct AI experience. And yet it's like, how many companies legitimately were working on this? Like, you know what I mean? Like, on top of that, I've had machine learning experience at university, and then I haven't really needed it outside of university because no one was really using it. And now people are using, like, tools. They've got the very, like, it's packaged, it's already trained. Leverage the tool to do what you need it to do. We're gonna solve the maze game, by the way. I could just follow the left wall, but we'd be here for ages otherwise. And I'm pretty sure there's loops. I could... dude, we don't have any better steering. This is the best you've got. This is like that Windows 95 screensaver. Oh, there we go. Goal. You know what's the best part about this maze? It's still not on the menu even after experiencing it. But there's 5 of them in the same place. So I go back and suddenly there's a different maze. And that counts as 5 different challenges. So I guess we just drive back and we do more mazes. But yeah, number 2 is as a computer enthusiast. I think this one's quite obvious, but it's obviously like the fact that you know, the computer market, particularly with memory and downstream SSDs, the pricing is so all over the place. It's impossible to buy memory for the prices that you used to, and unfortunately, it's now prohibitive. I can't buy, like, I wanted to build a NAS, another one, so I could expand storage even further than the one I've currently built. And the drives are expensive, the memory is expensive, the processors are cheap as, because they're not being bought as much. It is the red track. The red track. Oh my gosh, the goal was here the whole time. I'm too good. But these, like, yeah, it's like, it's prohibitive in the sense that the prices that I need to be spending is much more than I'm willing to spend. That's what makes it prohibitive. I guess, like, in theory, it's like, oh, if you've got enough in savings, you can shell it out. But I feel like, obviously, it is a bubble because people are, one, hoarding onto the memory, expecting it to appreciate in value when really it's never going to do that. Someone, in fact, actually, Micron announced that they've actually got the 24-bit memory chips now. So Micron's going to be producing the same kind of high-capacity memory that has existed already. And it's like, hopefully that should make it a bit cheaper. Hopefully. Just a tad. At the very... Green, yes. At the very least as well, remember, Micron was not the OpenAI customer. So, they might not have this, like, fully out of stock, but you can bet your bottom dollar that big companies will eat up all of the stuff. So, at least there's that. But yeah, now, some people might look at the memory and go, well, if I have to spend that much on memory, then I have to spend less on other things, and they fit things around their budget. They might pay more, or they might be like me, and they just won't. And unfortunately, there's many other computer companies affected in this, to the point that we're going to come out of this, and I'm going to go, where are some of these companies? They went bankrupt, or at least like they had to reduce in size so much because they were outbidded. They literally cannot compete against data center money. Data center money that sometimes doesn't exist, by the way. There was another company, not Supermicro, another company that was found out. It hit the NASDAQ with a $1.5 billion US market cap, and then people realized they didn't do anything. And now the CEO has been arrested for fraud. But I'm like, how did you get to $1.5 billion? That's a rather exclusive club, the $1 billion company. How did you hit that and you didn't actually, like, have a product? Just raises questions. This is the grassland. Or brown. But it's on grass. Orange? Orange? I guess, maybe. So it sucks from that kind of perspective. And then number 3 is obviously the user perspective, where I generally use technology. And obviously there's a lot of products out there that are now being sold with AI in the name, all that stuff. And to me, at the end of the day, like, what have I actually experienced with AI that has made my life better? And there are indeed answers that are true. This is not a rhetorical, the answer's nothing. There's obviously some things that I think I've actually improved on. I love using Whisper to generate subtitles for things. I generally get a bit of a kick out of some things around, what's the one I use? I've used the audio generation for, like, speech. I actually used someone's AI tool for the April Fool's gag last year for the Skyrim thing. I think it's dangerous. It's great for memes. It's great for the low effort stuff and being able to, like, if anything as well. Like, obviously, when people describe it as a force multiplier, it raises the floor of what people can deliver. So as one person, yellow water level, yes. So it obviously elevates what people can deliver individually, but I'm not too sure if that multiplies as a cohort. I think that's the big problem that, like, that's where I go, I think Wendell's been you know, maybe a bit blinded by the industry people saying this, but I don't think that statement is true. I don't think it really does multiply industries. I think it multiplies individuals. And we're getting into this kind of sad part where now the open source crowd is being outbidded by the data center crowd. That's it, by the way. I think that's all 5 of these. Go check the event list. We're at 92. I still gotta find the paint shop. But scroll through this again, just to remind myself. 55 is in the daytime. 59 is in the daytime, but only when I'm at the last race of the Grand Prix. Actually, you know what's the best part? It's so quick to get to the last race of the Grand Prix because you know what I have to do. I think the maze recycles back to 1. I can test that out for you in a moment. But you know what's the best part? The Grand Prix, if you don't win it when it ends, exactly, you just have to retire. You just have to get to the last race of the Grand Prix. But I've already won it, and I don't need money unless I want to buy the angel, or not the angel parts, the devil parts that, honestly, I don't think you actually need for anything. It's good for flexing on people. Exactly. So, we're all good there. I think this is more painful in Choro Q Wonderful. Because I think you have to actually drive somewhere in order to... Actually, I don't think you have to. But you have to go through a few more menus. I'm glad it loads quick, but unfortunately I gotta sit through the countdowns. It's been a fun game. It's been a really fun game. I'm actually quite surprised I can give you the 100% kind of details as well. So that's nice. But yeah, like on the flip side of obviously some things that I use that are actually kind of neat, there are easy examples where I can point to where they're worse. Obviously, Google search results are worse. The fact that I'm now being bombarded on YouTube by suggestions on how to improve my videos. Did you know that for the last stream, yeah, apart from the devil stuff, did you know that for the last stream, it recommended that I edit in a highlight at the beginning of the stream VOD showing me getting the big tires as something to, like, capture the crowd? Maybe they're right on that, but it's like, it will be a different game on the next stream, yes. But it's like, it analyzed the video, saw me mention big tires a bunch, and then went, that must be the highlight of the video. You mentioning big tires. I'm like, that's not... They are cool, but like... I don't get, like, where it's come up with this answer. It seems quite baseless. Grew crops in the garden. There you go. There's your guy. So if you come here, if you come to the city on the last race of the... Specifically this Grand Prix. Oh no, any Grand Prix. There's crops in the garden. Which is kind of fun and neat. I don't know. There is one for that large rock. I've been trying for the large rock. It has not happened on me. Maybe I gotta honk the horn. I should buy some alternative horns as well. Get the fur release out. I can hear it. It says, if rock isn't falling, wait where you hear the rumbling. So maybe I just gotta, like... Where's the rumbling? Maybe it's right here. Maybe it's actually back here and I've just been, like, absolutely missing it. Obviously, the sign tells you to watch the rolling rock. Falling rocks! Where is that rolling rock? I hear it right here. Like, right here. I'm gonna wait for a bit. I'm watching for... I can't move the camera at all. I'm actually surprised there's no actual camera buttons at all. Isn't that weird? It's like you always have to look at this angle. But yeah, obviously it's like there's tons of things out there where it's like AI is sold as part of the product, and I'm like, it doesn't exactly improve my use case really at all. Most of the time it's because it's a language model feature that's on top of an interface that I know how to use. And maybe there are people out there who do benefit, I guess, from a language interface, but I feel like we've been generally using computers for so many things that you know, like, the amount of people who know SQL, by the way, is very high. There's a lot of people... There's a lot of people who know just how to query for stuff. You don't need to language synthesis on top of that. I don't know. It seems a bit odd to me. But obviously there's a lot of reinventing the wheel. There's a lot of that kind of stuff. And I'd say in general, it does drag the value of things down for me. In general. Like, you need to have a killer program. And you need to care about the actual quality of the result for the end user. A lot of the time, I feel like they throw this in because, well, it's a step towards, I guess, that inevitable goal of artificial general intelligence, which is the term we're using for computer can just play this game. Or do any task, really. Even if it can't do it right now, I think the whole point of if I can ask it and then it eventually gets there. I'm really struggling for this roll and rock. I do want to get it to come up at some point. I hear it. I really... There it is. It kills you, by the way. We already got to H. Yeah, right. Yeah, I didn't watch out for the rolling rock. It kills you. Yeah, it's a good meme. We still got 6 to go. 10 is that paint shop, which I keep mentioning, and I still haven't found, and that's okay. 66 is daytime. 69 is... There's a bulletin board 3 in daytime. Oh, bulletin board 2 turns into bulletin board 3. Where is bulletin board 2? Okay. We should be good there to find those two, at least. So, let's go back to the city. So, I need to find the crop circles. Which, I feel like you'd guess exactly where the crop circles are. But yeah, I feel like though all those reasons are the reasons why people are quite cynical and jaded about all the AI stuff. Ultimately though, if we end up, yeah, probably in the grass, yes, exactly. Like right here. It's not as much a crop circle as a leaf circle, but sure. Also, if I drive up, not there, but here, this guy's chilling here. Oh, because I'm still the police car. Not that sign. This sign. Nope, not that sign. No, we don't need to do that again. I gotta watch him driving off. There you go. This map incorrectly says the sign is here, by the way. Well, I guess I can look at other signs in the area and hope for the best. Is it not this one? This one's going to talk about the Gymkhana. Yep. But like, when is the building finished? We're at the end of the game. It says that, there's a sign that tells you to drive 300 kilometers. Or 100 kilometers, and then when you've done that, the sign changes into 300 kilometers and counts as a different sign at that point. Coincidentally, I think every sign is actually the orange symbols on the map. Like this one. But also, not that one. That's not a sign. What even is a sign? Because I'm like, that's... Not everything is a sign, I guess. This one's obviously going to tell you about the braking, right there. Obviously there's no sign visible from here, I guess. So where's this sign? And also, the map that he's drawn, he's literally drawn it as 2+3. Like, right here. So, I mean, we should be clear, right? But where's the sign? Wait, I mean, there's this sign. I mean, it is board 2, floor 8th. Oh, wait a minute. It's because I actually haven't driven 300 kilometers. If I check my set, I haven't driven 300 kilometers. Ah, what's the easiest way to drive more distance? We'll get there. We'll get there. Okay. To the notepad. To the event list. I'm like, why is that not converting? I don't know. Oval circuit? Maybe. I mean, you could just drive around the city, because then you don't have to go into the menus to do anything as well. I mean, you're obviously going to hit walls everywhere, but, like, the city's got a lot of straights. So, okay, mental note that one. Nighttime, 82. Nighttime, 85. 86, sorry. Nighttime, 91. And I've done the rest, really, because we're just waiting on 10, which is also the part shop. So let's drive around at nighttime. Alright, so I'm surprised I actually didn't do this one at all. Which was next to this sign, which tells you to stop. You have to stop. Right here. I don't know why I never stopped. This one that tells you about the graffiti when you drive past here. The graffiti changes every time you pass it. Tamari, there you go. Also, the fireworks went off. Nice. Fireworks jump scare. I like how they came up with the ghost house before. I'm not too sure why. I'm a fast drawer. I'm in a police car. Reminder to Dev getting up. I'm deving some pop. There you go. I made a graffiti. Let's try ice. Is this recommending a different track every time you do this? I'm curious, but I don't want to investigate myself. So I'll just claim that it does. You definitely see that big building getting bigger in the distance there. But yeah, I am blind as a bat because I cannot find the paint shop. How am I not finding the paint shop? I don't... Yeah, I'm missing the paint shop, and I'm also missing... I completely forgot what I was looking for. Oh yeah, there's another one on the map. Number 82 is on the map. Oh my gosh. It is such a blurry map. Oh, I got it. There we go. We've done 91, don't worry. I'm not doing them in order, that's the problem. But this one's 92. You have to drive here, and then honk. That was that. So the only things left is that building at 300 kilometers, and also wherever the paint shop is here. So, which, I don't know, I feel like the map is really indicating that the paint shop is here, I think, if I interpret what the 10 is, but it looks like it's the part shop. Was it 10 on the map, or was it 11? I'm pretty sure it was 10, yeah. Paint shop 2 at nighttime. It's not 11. It's not 18, that's not in the same place. It should be right here. Should it not? I think I remember experiencing this, and I want to say that the shop doesn't appear until you've, like, bought everything. Well, not bought everything, but, like, you've actually repainted the car. I think you have to unlock it, but, like, I think you have to just repaint the car. So, Let's repaint the car. Why not? The police car is now pink or purple. I do like the recoloring. There you go. The police car is now purple. So now if I go back at nighttime, will that just exist all of a sudden? Maybe. Maybe. But what if it was purple? It's here, right? Oh look, a paint shop. That's exactly it. That was exactly it. Alright, and now, body shop, or paint shop 2, you can now do the RGB colors. Including the wheels, if you wanted to. It's very nice. We can make it green! We can make it hideous colors. There you go. So that's 99. I kind of want to see the distance. So I'm curious if we can just browse out in the city and hopefully get this mileage in like no time. It's peach and green apple. It'll look fine in the daytime. No, it doesn't. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like you can do some back and forths on this like top road here. And eventually this building will be done. Eventually. But yeah, other than that, that's the whole game, really. I mean, the only thing I'm missing is that sign for getting 100 there. And I don't actually think there's any direct reward for getting 100. It is the flavor of Monster Game, yes. I don't think there is a reward for getting 100, so I mean, we'll sort of just wind down, we'll sort of chat about any sort of lingering topics, but yeah, that was pretty much my AI rant. It was mostly that. I've got like some other pages I've got open on the side. There was a Hacker News post about the RAM shortage could last years, which I think is sad, but also who knows? I hope it won't. But it's sort of like when you get those articles of OpenAI bought so much memory, and then you get the articles of, well, they actually haven't built anything. And then you get the articles of, yeah, but also other companies are buying the stuff. It's like, that's where it gets all complicated. But I do feel like, in general, the demand is higher, and therefore, you know, there is less memory to go around. I guess the question is, should the prices be like this? I'm not too sure. I think there's a little bit of a collusion going on where the companies are not outbidding each other and instead just bumping the prices up because companies are willing to buy all of their stock at that price. Is that necessarily price fixing? I'm not too sure. Price fixing would be like people have to do it, but obviously various companies and industries cannot afford this. So that's why I get upset about that. Another one, old Kindles are being discontinued on June 30th, and you can't... They're paperweights at that point. You can't use them anymore. They're flat out going to be rejected by the Amazon store, and they won't read anything that's not already installed to them. Which is silly Billy, because... I signed? Yes. It's silly Billy, because I hate... You know, we're talking about stop killing games. We need to stop killing technology that shouldn't need to be killed. There is no reason why old Kindles cannot just have people load files onto them and just save those files onto their computer, other than copy protection. I hate this. I hate this idea that, and especially as well, Amazon is, ironically, Amazon is a closed store. It's a closed market. You cannot buy other people's stuff on Amazon. I hate this, like, tight interconnectedness between hardware and software, and especially, like, software storefronts, where the hardware is useless because the software is discontinued by the maintainer, or by the manufacturer. I get that companies can't do things forever, but the hardware is one and done. It's right there. So, like, why is it being axed off? Stupid interconnectedness. In the same way that you buy, you know, your digital piece of software, your digital video game, and because it relies on some external third-party service, not even third-party, it's first-party most of the time, because it relies on some external service that's not the copy that you bought, like, the entire thing becomes unfunctionable. I get it if it's like, it's marketed entirely that way and it's like, it is a multiplayer experience, but a lot of games where it's not. There's a lot of pieces of hardware where it's like, this could read anything. This could read arbitrary files. And you decide not to support it because why not? Stuff you know? Hate it. So, there's that. What else? Brave is launching Origin, a minimalist version of its browser focused purely on core privacy features, but they're also charging $60 US for it, unless you're on Linux. So I guess encourage you to use Linux. Isn't that weird though? It's like, it's less of what Brave browser is. So it doesn't have the AI, it doesn't have the crypto wallet or the VPN, which isn't that interesting. You have to pay to get rid of the VPN? I get maybe some of the other features, maybe if it's like an advertising system, but it's like, what do you mean the VPN earns the company money for having? I'll raise some questions on that. You also have to pay, it's a one-time purchase that allows you to install it on desktop and phones, and they count the number of concurrent activations, I think, which is a fair way of doing it, but it's like, getting people to pay for a web browser these days is a very foreign concept. So I'm not too sure if we'll see too many people actually get it. It's on Linux, I guess, but also I use LibreWolf. If you need a Chrome-based browser, I think Chromium is fairly solid as well. I'm pretty sure there's a fork as well. There's another fork that's like, it's kind of got a lot of features in it. Brave have made a big name for themselves in making a browser that's like adamantly like pro-blockchain on specifically that crypto wallet. But then also they were like, yeah, stuff the ads. And I'm like, you know, I like the stance, even if I think the crypto thing is a bit weird. No, I don't knock the company. Like, in the grand scheme of browsers, it's not the worst. And it's still fairly alright. I got gripes against Opera GX, I'll say that one. It's specifically GX, as if, like, regular Opera is, like, that obsolete. Like, regular Opera is fine, but... yeah, I don't know. So... anyway, see if anyone uses this. I don't know. I got multiple messages about that. This one also kind of spooked me out. Another one on Hacker News. Backblaze has stopped backing up OneDrive and Dropbox folders, and maybe others. And it's a blog post that sort of realized that they couldn't find their OneDrive folder on Backblaze. Backblaze is a backup service. Particularly, it's like they sell it as a one and done. This is your offsite backup. So you're not reading from it very frequently, but when you do, it's designed to be very cheap cold storage that you pull from in that rainy day. And they advertise, I think it's like a subscription, where it's like you pay a flat amount and then you basically get like an unlimited size backup. And I think that's unlimited with a big asterisk, but I tried using it for a little bit, but the upload speed is not great for me, and so I was like, I'm not getting through my content in any like reasonable time, which is a bit of a shame. I guess, like, you know, the whole point is that it's a sync service, and once you've got your initial stuff, you can back up, you know, more and more. But a part of me was like, yeah, you know, I gotta consider like some other alternative service for this. But yeah, people realizing that it doesn't back up OneDrive and Dropbox folders, it actively detects those paths and just goes, yeah, nah, I'm not backing those up. Also, it's very mean about network storage. They specifically say, like, one license covers one desktop computer, and it's like, well, I kind of want an offsite backup of the network storage because I'm using that instead of desktop storage. Like, that's the whole point. If I connected this directly to my desktop, why does that change the scenario? That's why I opted out of that. I'm curious how many times I've circled this block. We can check the menu now. I don't think I've hit 300 kilometers, but I'm curious how fast I am going. 251? Oh, we did a third of what I had remaining. I guess we could keep going around, hit the 3-hour stream just to get that. Just to get it. I'm not too sure if we get the goal right away, or whether I've just got to stay in motion. I'm not too sure how long I took to do that as well. Let's keep going. Let's keep doing it. Woo. But yeah, the tool itself is actively detecting these these folders and going, yeah, nah. It also doesn't back up any .git folders, and it's like Git is especially one where it's like I kind of would like to back it up because it's like that is a local checkout. If I need to restore this whole computer, why aren't you doing that? Obviously, I think they're saving rather ephemeral storage space. Obviously, other cloud solutions means it is backed up already, and I think people can generally trust OneDrive and Dropbox to not lose data, right? It hasn't happened before, right? Right? But on the flip side, it's like that's kind of the point of why you're using Backblaze, is to back up things quite unconditionally. And so a lot of people in the comments are a bit unhappy about that. Yeah, that's kind of it. That's everything I've got, really. That was all I had. I didn't really have too much on the gaming news, because we had Pragmatic come out, and that's kind of it. I think Tomodachi Life came out as well. I've only seen like a couple of memes about it. Only a couple. I wish I had a odometer. Actually, the worst part, I think there is. I do have an odometer, I've just not switched to it. It's pretty good. Maybe I'll consider getting it. We'll see. My problem, I played the 3DS one, it's like I have no friends and I have no imagination. And that's a big problem with me. So my enjoyment of that game only really goes so far, because I can't invent me's and give them fun storylines. Silly things happen. I'm glad silly things happen. I've seen like some on my timeline, and I dare not reiterate them because Twitter is a wild place. But I've seen definitely some wild things come up and that kind of stuff. So I'm not too sure what other things are coming out in the next week. April's been a fairly quiet week for releases. I forgot that Pragmatic came out this month, though. I think I said April was quiet, and it's like, no, I forgot that one. I do worry, though, that, like, Pragmata is... Not to say that it won't last, but a lot of games come out and they legitimately don't last, like, too long in the spotlight. Mostly because they're single-player games, and obviously people phase out at some point, but... I do wonder if it's like people hype them up, say they're like one of the best, most moving experiences ever, and then put it down, and then we never talk about it ever again. There's a lot of games like that. I remember people talking about Dragon Age Inquisition. I'm looking forward to Rhythm Heaven, but that's in 2 and a bit months. The Yoshi game is Q2, isn't it? Unless it's got a hard date. Is it next month? The Yoshi game, I think. I am curious about the Tomb Raiders. One will be at the end of the year, one will be next year. I hope Choro Q comes back, but... I don't know, I think we're sort of... Yeah, American Shot... Yeah... Which one was that one? Which one was that one? I've completely forgotten on that one. I'm pretty sure there was another RPG that I was also kind of excited about. My brain wants to say it was Monster Hunter Stories 3, which then implies I gotta play the other Monster Hunter Stories first, so... There's that. Monster Hunty. Alt history where Japan colonized America. Is it RPG or zombies? I remember a zombie game, but I don't think it's that one. I'm thinking of Romeo as a Dead Man. Which is not a zombie game, I think. It's like a Super... Okay, I was close. I was close. This might be the game I was thinking of then. Okay, I'm going to X out to the menu and we're going to save again, just so I can see how much distance I've got left. I'm pretty sure that wasn't 20. That was 12, okay. So I've got to get 38 kilometers. I should just switch to the meter that's got the odometer on it so I know exactly how long I've gone. Which one was that one? Was it the big meter? I think it was the big meter. maybe it wasn't the big meter. The big meter's the default, is it not? Yeah, it's not. It's not the big meter. Digital analog? Maybe? Oh, you know what? I think it's actually the squid. The squid. Also, if you're actually measuring speed, by the way, this is probably the best odometer to use. I think, unironically, the squid might have my back on this one. Come on, squid. It did! I was like, I knew I saw the odometer. Alright, so let's just get 38 kilometers. I hope this is in kilometers. So what's this? I've just got to drive around this like 60 times, which should be good. There you go. That's 1 kilometer down. Just wait until the black number in particular counts up to 38, and then we're set. Yeah. I feel like I harp on about the AI stuff. I'm actually curious about you guys, and also if you're a VOD watcher, please shout this in the comments, because do I ramble about AI too much? I feel like I bring it up a lot. I mentioned I'm in the 3 groups that were there. Like, it really does deeply affect me. Is it a net negative? No. Well, maybe. I don't know. As a software eng, I've sort of got to concede, and I have to work in that kind of space now. So it's like, you know, and not to say it's like the worst thing in the world, because obviously if it's a place where it's like take an existing language model tool and just make a product out of it, it's like, well, there are good products that you can use language models for. So it's not all doom and gloom in that space, but certainly, yeah, it's like, I don't know, man. It's like, I gotta work in that field. It's disheartening, because I read some things from time to time of people considering going back to university because my software engineering degree is unfortunately a bit moot. I didn't even mention like visas and hiring offshore labor, but generally it's like a lot of companies try to, you know, they try to shortcut, they try to cheap out. And I feel like there's some companies that fired a lot of people while simultaneously having labor come from locations where they don't pay engineers as much, and that's rather unfortunate, because it's such a sham that they think that, if they're doing that intentionally, it's such a shame that they think that they do get the same quality of work. Not to say it's like you pay someone, you know, 75% of the, you know, say an Australian salary, and you only get 75% of the work, but it's like, I worry that the remaining part is a significant cost. Like, it's risk minimization at times. It's like, you know, what is the engineer delivering? It's like, you generally want top engineers. Why not have top engineers deliver you exceptional products that stand above the rest? I don't know. Something like that. It's a very political stance, though, I guess. It's like, obviously, people who run businesses will have different stances. People who, you know, vote in different ways and have different ideas on labor market will obviously have stuff like that. And that's what I mean, is that, like, I feel like I fill the air with this kind of dialogue, but it's like, yeah, like, what am I actually, like, bringing every week? Because it's like, sometimes it really is the same topic. I don't know. I do worry about that. I just want to get back into talking about cool hardware, which I forgot to mention the 9950X3D too. Whoops. I forgot to mention that one. AMD's announced a new piece of, new processor. I mean, we sort of had this in the rumor mill from ages ago, but it's finally happening. Which is the 9950X3D2. And the name is quite apt on this one. It's the 9950X3D, the 16-core processor, but now with double the 3D cache. It's not on one of the core complexes, which only applies to 8 of the cores. It's on both, which means you get that processor and you don't have to worry about half the cores having cache and half the cores, well, With the Zen 5 one, you didn't have to worry about the clock speed as much, but still only half the cores had cache. Now, they all have the increased cache, which will lead to some hilariously cool use cases, but also please don't buy this for video games, because video games don't use that many cores, and the increased cache is already fine on the regular, like, one. This is for, like, people who are running really massive threaded use cases, and the cache kicks in. Of course, if the cache is not enough, well, it's not going to affect things. If the cache is too much anyways, it's also not going to fix things. I think they announced it was going to be $900 US, although it allegedly comes out in like 2 days. And I don't know when they're actually intending to give it a set price. But hopefully $900 US is not it, because that's an insanely high price. Maybe it is it, though. It is fun, though, because now you have a processor with 204 megabytes of cache on it. For consumers, for regular people. How cool is that? That's neat. I hope Intel tries something similar at some point. I know they've got, like, some sort of, you know, increased cache solution for servers, or for one of them at least. I'm not too sure which architecture they've got it for, but it's only on one of the architectures. It's like, oh, why not unify it? There's something a bit odd about how a lot of their architectures, like the cores themselves, are at least generally, I don't know though, they actually cover a wide range of things. The mobile chips are running different cores to the desktops, and there's rumors that they're going to refresh Raptor Lake again, which is like the processor I'm running from 2023, I think. Was it 2023 or 2022? I think it was 2022 actually, Raptor Lake came out. I gotta test the degradation on mine. I've got a mate who's like experiencing it again, and it's like, oh no, so we'll give it another check. I'm at 36, I needed to get to 38. Oh boy, we are gonna be here for a little bit longer, so definitely hit the 3 hours. But not the midnight barrier, we're not breaking midnight. It's a bit weird as well, because it's like, well, I've won every race, I've done every other event, and if I really needed money for the devil parts, I'd use the casino. So, like, they've unfortunately gone a bit out of the way for this one. A little bit too much. But that's okay, because then I can say I've done all 100 events again. They don't make it too hard to find all the events, at least. Having a nice list is good. Well, finding them is a bit tricky. Someone's gonna get very tired of me driving around this, like, city block. I do like the squids. The squids have come through at the end of the day. They have graced me with their squiddiness. Except one of them's an octopus. But yeah, no, I do want to get back into hardware stuff, but yeah, I can't really, you know, it's hard to get excited about that kind of stuff with that kind of market. And that's why I feel like, is it a bit of a dead horse? Like, are people really tired of hearing about it? Maybe. I should really chat about music a bit more. I need to listen to more albums, but I realize this is one. I love my progressive rock. So when I tell you that I've generally liked Jessie Ware's last 2 albums, and she's got another one that just came out, I'm like, ooh, I should give that a listen. And people are gonna go, Jessie Ware, what the heck, bro? I listen to a variety of albums, and sometimes some are different. Well, some match my mood better than others, so I gotta give that one a listen through at some point. Yeah, other than that, I feel like I've sort of hit every topic I wanted, and we're at the 3-hour point for the stream, so that's good fun. And I've still got to drive another 15 kilometers around this block. The joys of the metric system. Americans will never understand. It is still a really good game, though. It's NASCAR time. No, it's not NASCAR time. I'm driving clockwise. Dude, imagine NASCAR, but it's all right angles. Actually, don't. That's IndyCar. There was one race. Mirror NASCAR? Maybe. This game needs a mirror mode to just, like, meme things up a little more. I believe HD won. Raxan. There you go. So the problem with Raxan is that you don't have to turn off the red light. Raxan. What does NASCAR actually stand for if it's an acronym? North American Supercar Automotive Race? Roxanne Falls totals the car. Yeah, true. Watch for rolling Raxan. That's the one. I think there's some solid memes going around now, though, so I'm happy about, like, you know, when I talk about, like, doomerism and stuff like that, it's like, there are some things to be very excited for, and obviously, as well, I'd encourage playing games like this. Find some old games that are cool. National Association for Stock Car Stock Car, that's what it was. Also, National Association, I was just wrong there. You think I would have changed the music as I was driving around here instead of listening to this game, but this game is too good. This whole soundtrack's too good, I tell ya. Oh yeah, this game's great. This game's great. I'll just keep gushing about it. So I guess the question is, I should probably play something quite random in the middle of the week. I told my mate, it was like, there's 3 games I really want to play at some point in the middle of the year, and that is Shadow of the Tomb Raider, because I never have played it, Fallout 4, and Disney Infinity. All 3 of those, which are kind of meme picks, but I do want to give those a go at some point. I guess my problem is, like, I've got too many games. Am I at that point where I'm actually, like, you know, I generally play, like, ones I've played before and I want to show off in some capacity on stream. But I'm curious about showing off something brand new. And this is when Fetty mentions Taz Wanted, and I'm like, maybe, eventually. But I should probably... maybe I should just play that this week. There you go. There you go. I'll just play that this week for you, Fetty. How about that? Because for me, it's like, well, you know, I can't play rhythm games all day because my mind becomes mush after like a couple of hours at a time. And Xenoblade's okay, but like, again, it's like, I can't stay focused on it 100% of the time. So I just like doing some different genres of games here and there. I still have Pangaea Fantasy Golf, which I've got to like mark as done, same with Outrun 2006. It's like, I'll go back into them and I'll be like, at some point I just feel done with the game. But yeah, I don't know. Just yeah, a platformer would be nice to change things up on me because I haven't played a platformer in like 2 weeks. I think I played ActRaiser 2, which sort of was a sour taste in my mouth. That wasn't a particularly amazing game. So, just as a question, on my Twitch page, does it say I have 999,999,865 followers to go until I get to my goal of 1 billion followers? If so, I'm glad that's public. I keep forgetting that. Okay, I'm not too sure if anyone questions that I'm going for that many followers. I actually looked into how Twitch does ads as well, and it's like, oh, it just doesn't quite complement what I want to do. Like, I think my problem is, like, when I'm live, I generally don't want people to, like, be interrupted getting into the stream, and I don't want people interrupted in the middle of the stream. When it's a VOD, I wish I just had like a banner pop up that like kept the stream going but showed you the ad as it was going. Because Twitch ads are obtrusive. They block the commentary, they block that kind of stuff. I wouldn't mind a visual ad in the opening without necessarily cutting into the video or cutting into the audio. But I can't do that on Twitch. So I'm going to hope that that's enough distance, by the way. And then we're just going to like reload it because stuff checking the number. But I feel like that's probably good. I feel like we're good. So if I go past this building now... Look, it's a building with a sign. It says it's complete. There's a kind of unceremonious victory there. But that's it. That's 100 events. Have a secret number. Secret number. You know. Secret number. What does the secret number mean? Hold on. Choro Q3 secret number. I completely forgot there's a secret number. Oh yeah, I forgot to check out the lottery. I think it's been a couple of races since since the lottery. Well, we'll run out of helpful advice as well. I can check it out, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna tell me I missed it, so where was it? It was somewhere close to the side, was it not? It was this one. Oh. Man, that kind of bites. I got 1 out of 3. Oh well. There you go. We did the lottery. I think that's it. I don't have anything to really say about that. I guess we'll check out the quick race mode for a hot second, but I don't think there's any big secrets on that one. I think. Maybe. Oops. Don't go too far. We've got a free play mode. Miss this music, don't you? Look at that. The cars are balanced this time. Green cat. But I'm pretty sure this just is on 6 tracks and you just gotta win them with the cars. I don't think there's really any, like, big secret about this. Because, yeah, except for that as well. There you go. But you can load and save if you're into that. And then it tells you off that there's no file. But, I mean, we've seen all these tracks, so I don't think there's anything too weird there. And you can return to the title screen there. I don't suppose it's in any of these other menus. Nope. I mean, I'm trying to remember what the secret number does. I feel like that number looks familiar. I feel like it's the same number. But what is it? Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on, if I go back in Grand Prix, I'm trying to think, like, what is somewhere where I can input that number? Also, I was wondering why my first save was at 300 kilometers. Oh, yeah, makes sense. But, hold on, because, again, 150, 192. What? Is that anywhere on this guy's page? Is it post-game? Is it in there? Oh, okay. Okay. The GameFAQs page tells you when you complete all 100 events, and also there's another one for collecting every single body, which I'm not going to do because I'm going to have to click a button on the menu a ton of times. Both of those, it will give you another code on this screen as well. I don't think the item list... Isn't that weird? We've got key items. But both of those would give you a code. You would mail both codes to Tamsoft, and they would give you... Or that you were entered to win a very luxurious Nissan Skyline Choro Q toy in real life, which has Choro Q3 and the PlayStation logo branded on it. That's what it's for. It's ARG mode. You beat the game, now you get the freaking Fire Quest reward. You get a prize, a physical prize. Nothing in game. Nothing in game. But you know what? I kind of like that idea. I like that idea. I think we're good though. I think there's nothing else to really say or do in this game. I look at the retro achievement set, it's basically all done other than if I got the devil parts, in which case you'd crush the Grand Prix. At least you got that. But I think we're good. We've seen everything, and that's the Choro Q trilogy. There is still one more game on the PS1, which I will play probably sometime next year. Yeah, get all parts and bodies. And that game is a curious one. So curious that I really, really love it. But until then, I would like to thank you so very, very much for watching, hearing me ramble, chat about tons of stuff, that's okay. If you like the stream or you didn't like it, that's fine. You can follow on Twitch. We'll get to 1 billion followers on Twitch someday. And the VOD will be on YouTube at some point tomorrow, as always. But yeah, other than that, follow me on the Fetty for any updates. If I actually have I guess interruptions to uploading schedules, then yeah, I can say stuff on that. Check out that blog I did on SingStar if you are curious. That is just at biendeo.com. The blog is regular biendeo.com. There's nothing too mysterious about that one. I need to add more to that blog. What could I write about this week? Staying up late, Choro Q, mysterious ARGs that I know of. Who knows? Maybe there's that. So, anyways, have a good one, fellas. Don't stay up too late. SingStar PS3. No, I'm not getting into that one. I'm not getting into that one yet. So, have a good one, fellas. See ya.